3, 2, 1. Yeehaw! I walked in, you guys were watching soccer. I was hugely disappointed.
Dude, England's in penalty kicks.
Oh my God, is that okay?
Dude,
what happens?
It's the World Cup, man. If they win, they move on.
So, but the penalty kick
And
thing,
they just won. England just won.
We
they
missed
just
it?
fucking
missed
won.
It? Are you guys rooting for England?
Yeah,
Are you?
I'm English, man. I'm half English.
You?
My mom was born and raised there, bro.
I thought you
What's
were
up,
black.
bro? I know, most people do. English, son.
So you really root for England?
Yeah, big time.
No shit.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
I know. Well,
Do you-
if U.S. isn't in it, you know.
Do you know what's happening when they're playing, or do you only know
Yes.
when the ball goes in?
No, I have kind of an idea. I would say I'm a blue belt in soccer.
Really?
A blue belt where,
Damn.
like, I wake up early and watch the games. Only World Cup.
Wow.
Only World Cup.
Dude, I was in Boulder. You know, Boulder's like the People's Republic of Boulder. I don't have to tell you. You're from Colorado. You know what it's like
I
out
went to
there.
school there, son.
Boulder's rough.
Yes.
It's they're like super duper liberal, and people were unnaturally happy about the World Cup. Like super excited that they know so much about soccer and yelling. I was at a bar and I was like, ew.
That'll make you hate it.
Ew.
That'll make you hate it. But
was
if
just-
you go to England,
Right.
you'll feel good about it.
But it was this certain type of white dude.
Let's see you, bro.
You know?
Let's see you.
They
fucking-
mean well. They probably had a dad that was in the Navy or some shit. You know? Got bullied around at home, and they just went the total opposite hard way.
No,
That shit happens,
CU's
man.
a tough sell, especially if you're like an athlete, like a black athlete. Like,
Oh
yo,
my God! It's like
that's
no
why
black
they
guys.
struggle a little bit.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
look at the beautiful mountains. They're like, bitch, I don't hike. I'm from I don't give a fuck about your mountains. That's why they struggle, I think, recruiting.
Really? It's so beautiful there, though.
Yeah. If you're into fucking hiking and fucking
Rowing
water
and shit.
rafting and
the
shit,
people are super nice too, though.
they're all right. They don't give a fuck about sports. Where if you go to like a southern school like Georgia or Tennessee,
They get pumped.
You're a god. You're getting your dick
Oh.
sucked every fucking period after
Is
class.
that bad? That they don't care? Or is it good? It like
It's
balances
bad.
you out, makes
It
you work
sucks.
hard.
No, it sucks.
You got nature out there, though. Eagles and shit. Bears. Rawr.
Fucking nature. Trying to get my dick sucked,
Do you
bro.
know that wolves and bears and wolves and grizzly bears are making their way back into Colorado?
Really?
Yeah.
About goddamn time.
Interesting.
Why were they gone? Hunters?
Well, they killed them off in the 1800s, and then they reintroduced them to Yellowstone. And mostly they stayed around Wyoming and Montana, where Yellowstone is, and they made their way into Idaho. But now they've definitely spotted them in Colorado, and they've also a very credible source. In fact, my friend Adam Greentree took video of what he said was a grizzly bear, and he knows the difference.
he knows his shit.
Yeah, it was in the San Juan Mountains in Colorado last September. So they think that there's a population of grizzly bears.
Adam would know.
He would know.
And if you watch the news, like the local news in LA, which I do, especially when I get depressed, there's a bunch of black bears like in hot tubs and shit, just popping up,
in Pasadena.
just chilling in hot
Yeah.
tubs. Why do they love the tubs?
Well, they don't know that it's a hot tub. They just know it's water.
And they
So
love
like
it.
for them to find a spot that's filled with water, it's probably terrible for them unless you have a salt pool.
You know how hot it is doing the chlorine.
The
They're like,
chlorine,
what the
that's what I'm
fuck is
saying.
this?
Like if the bear's drinking all that chlorine, that's gotta
jizz
be
in that pool. You know what you do in hot tubs,
yeah,
bro.
that's dick soup.
Yeah. Got that cock soup from them black bears.
Yeah, what percentage of hot tubs do people fucking?
100% is the answer. 100%. Well, in
You know,
Pasadena, it's a little older.
Pasadena, they're just rocking it out there. Yeah, there's a lot of bears up there. There's a funny video, man, of this dude in Pasadena, and he's on his phone, and he's walking down an alley. And as he turns and walks down the alley, he's just on his phone, and he's looking down. He's not looking where he's going. He looks up, and there's a fucking bear right in front of him.
And the bear doesn't do shit?
The bear doesn't know what to do, and he just runs.
Both were like, what the
See
fuck?
if you can find that. Dude, so the homie is just not paying attention.
Dude, I would shit my pants.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's
Like
very
you saw
dangerous.
the homeboys in Seattle get fucked up. Well, one died by the mountain lion.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
super hungry mountain lion.
Yeah, just on a bike. Apparently, the mountain lion was emaciated. It was all fucked up and sick, and it only weighed like 90-something pounds, but it still fucked both of those dudes up.
But they tell you, like, oh, use your bike as a shield and scare them off. And that lion's like, what? I don't give a fuck about your Trek bike.
Yeah, they
son.
hit it with the bike, apparently. It didn't do shit.
How about homeboy was like, dude, you're getting attacked. I'm going to run and get help. Way to go, asshole.
Yeah.
Runs off, and that lion goes, where the fuck you going? And then
The lion
kills
killed him. Yeah.
Homeboy got away.
You know, that happened in Beijing, too, with the lady who got out of the car and the tiger attacked her at the wild animal park.
Yeah, that's what you get.
She got out of the car, the tiger attacked her. Here it is.
Damn, that's a big bear,
It's
bro.
a big bear. That's a fucking terrifying bear. So this guy, he's on his cell phone. Where's the...
Dude, that's a big ass bear.
Here it is. Watch. The dude's on his phone. Look at this. He's like, fuck, which is, by the way, the worst fucking thing you could do. He just got super lucky. See if you can pull back. You can see like where the bear walks behind those bushes. Yeah, right here. This is hilarious, dude. Look, the bear's walking right there. The guy walks down. He's not even looking.
He's like, oh,
Jesus.
shit. Dude, so you're supposed to get loud, right? Like get as big as possible?
Yes, you definitely don't want to run away because their instincts are to chase.
Yeah, but they say when you get loud and like challenge them, like you hear about that. It's fine. I don't know why I'm laughing. You hear about that Boy Scout leader?
No.
Who they saw a bear and, it's like play dead or do your thing, or when you play dead or get real big and loud. Like they don't know exactly what to do, but I guess in the Boy Scout fucking handbook it says to get loud and like make a scene. That motherfucker got loud and made a scene, and that bear was like, oh, cool. Hey, kids, watch this. Ate him asshole first in front of the whole squad.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so I don't think they know exactly.
Well, the problem is bears are just like every other animal, right? Like think about dogs. All dogs are different, man. Some dogs just come over their house and they're like, hey, what's going on? How you doing? And then some dudes, you come over their house and their dog's checking you out. Like, I don't know, motherfucker. I'm not sure about you.
Exhausting.
And they get around you and the hair comes up and you're like, oh my God, his hair's up?
The worst.
Your dog has his hair up? What's going on here? I think bears are probably just like dogs. And that they vary.
They say it also depends where you're at. Like they walked into his cave. So he's like, you're in my house? Give me that asshole.
Ooh, that's terrifying.
I know. Thank you for that Cub Scout. You're like, oh my God.
Apparently, the worst thing that can happen is you walk into a female with their cubs.
Game over.
Yeah, a female grizzly with her cubs should just light you up.
You don't have no chance. It's not like you're going to, what do you do? I was listening to some bitch on the news because they were talking about black bears in hot tubs, and if you run into one, this lady was saying, go, so hilarious, punch them in the nose.
Oh my God.
Their noses are super sensitive, or go for the eyes. Yeah, let me try that.
They bite each other's faces. People have to understand, like, when they fight with each other, which they do all the time. They do all the time. They're always fighting.
For
I've
sure.
seen
Alphas.
bears in person fight in the wild. I've seen it. They just fight. Especially during the rut, like in the springtime. They fucking bite each other's faces and it doesn't even look like anything happened.
They're good.
They bite the shit out of each other and nothing happens.
So you
Like,
punch
you
that
think
thing
you
in the
can play-
nose.
With your little bitch ass hands. Like, what are you going to do?
Callan has an old bit where he's dead on a special, so he won't mind me saying it, but Callan has an old bit where people go, oh, just punch a shark in the nose. He's like, you ever try punch underwater? He's like, all slow.
That's
He's
so
like,
true. I've thought that exact same thing. Like, how much could you generate underwater? Like, people go underwater to work out. You seen that famous photo of Ali?
Yeah.
Ali used to do a lot of shadow boxing
He's in the water.
underwater. Yeah.
And John recreated it. Have you seen the John Jones one? It's fucking dope.
That's right.
It's dope.
You know, GSP does a lot of work in the water.
He was the first one I knew that was doing work in the water, and actually for, months would drive down to Laguna Niguel where he was working out, and we do these water workouts, and we're in the pool. We're in the pool for like 2 hours. I was like, bro. And then I did it for 2 weeks, and he goes, you coming in on Wednesday? And I go,
the worst
it's the
GSP
worst.
ever.
That sounds more like someone with a mental disability. I have problems with it. I sound like Stephen Hawking.
You definitely
or some
sound like someone who doesn't know English that good.
Not good. So anyways, he goes, you coming on Wednesday? I won't do the accent again. And I was like, nah, I'm not, man. I'm sick of the fucking pool. He'd be in there for like 2 hours. He'd have these things. He'd just be in there doing this stuff.
Well, he does a lot of jumping, which is really interesting. I was thinking about it. I was like, yeah, well, you could generate maximum force like jumping in the water. And it's probably like real easy on the joints in comparison.
It's easy on the joints, but I was listening to one expert talk about it. Actually, I think Lauren Landau was telling me this. He's a strength coach for the Denver Broncos now. He was saying it's good to mix in, but to do it every week all the time, especially in the sand or water, you're not getting the same explosiveness. You're not generating the same explosive power.
So you should mix it up.
Yeah, he goes, if you're just doing that, it's actually going to make you less explosive.
Wow. See, those
GSP
dudes
begs the differ.
like Landau, but those dudes that are just on the cutting edge, they're constantly like comparing studies and just trying to get that little extra edge, and it is so interesting now. It's so like the world of strength and conditioning has never been like more complicated.
Because there's no more bro science though, also because there's actual experts who are like, you can look it up now.
Right.
Like back in the day, my buddy like, dude, just eat fucking egg whites, which we know is a terrible thing. Just eat egg whites and drink milk, you're gonna get fucking swole.
Yeah,
but you just didn't know.
That.
Everyone had all sorts of weird fucking diets, or just take this BSN NXO Explode and you'll be jacked, bro.
Yeah, there's so many variables still. There's still some variables, but when it comes to like the guys that get paid big bucks to train top level athletes, they seem to all be kind of on the same page.
Correct. Lauren Lando is one of my best friends.
A lot of it plyometric stuff.
A lot of plyometrics.
Yeah.
They all usually agree on similar things. Like they might have this variation here, this variation here, but most of them agree on the same fucking things.
Yeah,
meat and potatoes. A lot of meat and potatoes.
No one's saying you need to be powerlifting only, and no one's doing anything stupid.
A lot of them are saying, doing like max reps and multiple days and all this stuff. Like that's not the way to go anymore.
No,
like the meathead days are over.
Yeah, it's over.
But I say fuck that noise. I still do the meathead days.
Yeah, I like it.
Sometimes like whatever.
It's fun to be
Put a little Metallica on. Get those jean shorts out. Yeah, nice 3-hour workout.
Faraz was
looking for Deca.
Faraz was giving us some insight into that like his philosophy on training.
What'd he say?
It was the most interesting thing he said.
He's a smart man.
About as smart as people get. But one of the more interesting things that he said was that you should never feel sore. He's like, you should work out you should build yourself up to the point where you never feel sore and never push yourself past your limit. You should never be like, never.
In working out or training too?
He was talking about training. He was talking about everything. Dude. He was talking about just do more of it in a day.
Interesting.
Yeah, he was saying that if you do like sets, like do a set at like here's a for instance. I'm taking it out of context.
This is his example?
Yeah, it was like if you did a certain amount, I forget the numbers he was talking about, but if you did a certain amount of work, let's just to paraphrase, say if you do 20 chin-ups, and you do 2 sets of 20 chin-ups, you barely can get 20, and you're burnt out afterwards, and you're wrecked. Or instead of that, you're doing 40 reps, right? Either way, do 40 of them throughout the day, but do it 5 reps at a time. But do the same amount of work.
How would you ever build stamina?
It's a good question. But the idea being, well, I think it's a different thing. But the idea being like to get yourself into this position where you can train hard, especially with like physical fitness type stuff, shouldn't break your body down totally. You should just give your body enough of a chance to fully recover and then build up.
I think we have to be a little careful with it because Faraz specializes in mixed martial arts where there's so many disciplines where you can't go balls to the wall in strength condition. You can't just break yourself with wrestling. You can't just go hard in sparring. You have to kind of monitor those things and figure it out. So I think it's a little bit of a bias thing. He's right. I think as far as it goes as mixed martial arts, Lauren Lando's been saying that forever. Because I'd go super hard in the weight room. He's like, I'm telling you, tonight you have wrestling, you're going to be screwed, man. Right. You got to figure this out. You got to figure out this formula, man. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, they think that doing weightlifting in lower reps more often is the way to do it.
Yes.
It's fucking interesting, man. But when you're training for a fight, you're going to have to push yourself, right? If there's going to be certain things like whether it's hill sprints or whatever it is. I mean, you're going to push yourself to the limit.
And I remember Bisbing and GSP had the same concept in training with both of them. I remember Bisbing, he would go so hard in practice, like his when he would warm up, his repetitions, striking, hitting mitts, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, everything was super high pace.
Right.
Like this is where I get my cardio from. I'm doing the actual sport of it. I'm not going to go run fucking sprints.
Right.
I'm just going to do more wrestling rounds. And GSP was very similar. He'd go super hard in that aspect.
Yeah, GSP was a wizard with that stuff, man. I mean, he was always at the cutting edge when it came to doing gymnastics. Remember, he was really into gymnastics.
Did it with him. Me, Nate Marquardt, and him would do it together.
So interesting.
My big ass, I'd watch him do all these flips like, all right, man, let me try this bullshit fucking cartwheel. And they're like, very good, man. It's good. You're getting better. You're getting better. Like, fuck you guys.
Does anybody your size do that stuff? There's got to be
I was the biggest one in there for sure, and the rest were all 8-year-old girls who were just monsters. And then Nate and GSP. I just look like this big Shrek character in there.
Gymnastics is probably like the sport that gets dudes the most jacked. When you see like ring guys,
they're tiny though.
Right, but they're jacked.
Doesn't count.
Well,
you ever seen a skinny midget? You ever seen a skinny small person? Have you ever seen like a real thin small person? I'm sorry, small person. They're all jacked.
Are they?
Yeah, they're all fat asses. They're all jacked with fat asses, bro.
I don't think it's the same thing we're talking about here.
I'm saying, dude, I'm saying the smaller. I know they're small though, bro.
I see what you're
So
saying.
they're jacked. Mm-hmm. Like if LeBron got in gymnastics, he's not gonna be jacked.
Well, what's the average size of like Olympic gymnasts?
5'3".
Are they really tiny?
Tiny, stocky, jacked. But they've also been lifting like that since like 4 months old.
All I was getting at,
sorry, man.
before your horrific,
No, I corrected, said small
ableist
people.
rant. Do you know what ableist is? That's
No,
the
please
newest
tell me.
thing.
No, what is
Say
it?
if you make fun of someone who has a disability, you're ableist, including stupid people. Tall gymnast is no oxymoron. Okay, the average height for adult male gymnasts is around 5'4" to 5'7". Jonathan Horton is listed as 5'1", 5'6", 5'8". So the tallest one is my height, 5'8".
I mean, he's like the Dikembe Mutombo of gymnastics.
Who's
like,
the tallest
he's an outlier.
gymnast? Who's the tallest?
This is like the tallest girl is like 5'2".
Oh, Jesus. So that makes sense. I
And
mean,
then our stud,
does it say gymnastics stunts growth? Is that really what they think?
they start super young.
It said that right below that. There was an article, does gymnastics stunt growth? Is that a real question?
Oh, whether it stunts growth.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Is it a real question?
Wow, let's see.
Click it.
Well, they say lifting young stunts your growth, right?
I heard that, but how do they know that?
They don't. I've been listening since
why are
fourth grade.
gymnastics?
Fourth grade.
Why are maybe you'd be fucking super giant if you
I
didn't.
know. Maybe I should have been fucking playing
Whether
basketball.
gymnastics, what does it say? Hold on a second. Stunts growth explained.
I mean, I'm tall. Maybe they're just drawn to it, you know? Maybe the short people are drawn to it.
Makes sense. Well, it's absolutely a myth.
Says U.S. Gymnastics.
Scientific community isn't entirely sure, but the idea that gymnasts would have grown to be a foot taller if they hadn't spent the time on the parallel bars is absolutely a myth.
The best in the world is 4'8".
That's
So
weird.
Simone Biles is 4'8".
Simone. It's a
Simone.
girl, bro.
Simone.
Don't misgender her.
Her friends call her Simon.
Son of a bitch.
I just call her Sim. Talking about Sim? Sim's 4'8", bro. Sim's 4'8". See that recovery?
That's a crazy sport, man, when like everything is like ready, set, go. It's all about doing it in one moment, right? Someone says go. You know, it's there and then you have to nail it. And every little
you have a
slip of
routine.
a foot.
You have a
but
routine. You just got to hit
fuck
it.
up at all.
Game over.
It's over. A little slip, all those months and months.
Will you watch gymnastics?
I'll watch a little bit.
But you won't watch World Cup?
I watch World Cup. I'm
How
just
dare
fucking with you.
I'm just saying.
Don't you understand? Look, if I find out something you like, I'm going to start mocking it. That's how we do.
That's how we do, bro.
That's how we do.
I'm just gotta make
We're here
sure.
to make fun.
This
If
is
you
true.
can't make fun of some shit that I like, man, I like a lot of dumb shit. You know?
Too much dumb shit. You did bring back fanny packs, though.
I brought them back strong. I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
Yeah, you're
I won't get credit for it.
You and Crow Cop, though. Let's be real. You got to give Crow
he's
Cop
European.
credit.
It's less courageous.
It
They're all
is
wearing
because
them over there.
they've been doing it forever over there. But
They
as
never
far
let
as
it go.
as far as the U.S.,
It's me and Hulk Hogan.
no, Hulk got rid of it a long time ago.
Okay, well, we crossed bridges. He had it, and I had it at the same time.
It was like
let
a
it go a
fucking
while ago.
relay. And you took
When
that
did he let it
baton.
go? Yeah, I bet he didn't
years
totally
ago.
let it go.
No, that sex tape came. He said, "Fuck that."
I bet he still got one.
No way.
I bet he does.
Back in the day at Gold's, guys would have them. There'd be steroids in those.
They would shoot up with their little bag.
Yeah, you could buy it off of them.
Look at that. The
No,
Hulk.
see, you don't have one there. That's pretty recent. Those
Poor
New
guy.
Balances
That
are
guy's
terrible.
had a shitload of back surgeries, man.
Yeah, no shit. What'd you expect was going to
He's
happen?
coming
though?
back to wrestling.
He is
I believe so.
WWE.
I think I heard that. Yeah, probably for like WrestleMania appearance or something.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's amazing.
And Chuck Liddell and Tito are fighting. So what else you got?
Ooh, what do you think of that?
Not my cup of tea, but you know,
You're gonna watch it.
for sure. Well,
I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, we'll watch it. We
If
might do a
he's-
fight
look-
companion for it.
Some people say it shouldn't happen. Right?
Oh no, I see. I don't think it shouldn't happen. I look at it more like if. I think if Chuck Liddell was still employee of the UFC, getting paid $400,000 just to chill or whatever he was doing for the UFC, he would not be fighting. I think this is more of a money play, which bums me out because I think Chuck Liddell and Tito Ortiz, what they did for the sport, should be compensated for the rest of their lives. It bums me out they have to fight to make money. That bums me out. I don't know if Tito does so much because he was very smart. Chuck, you know, it seems like maybe that's what's going on there, but
he also has been saying. Now you got to wonder where this is coming from, but he has been saying that he misses it. And it was his favorite thing.
Yeah, I miss playing
and then
baseball.
he misses it. Yeah, but it's different. Like if we're gonna live forever, if we were going to live forever, I would say, yeah, definitely don't do it because you're just going to keep damaging yourself. If you're not going to live forever, and you're how old is Chuck now?
He's 48. So let's say we're going to live to 100. Mm-hmm. Let's say Chuck lives to 100. Now
he's halfway there.
I'm being friendly right now. Let's say he's going to live to 100.
You never know.
Athletes don't live long, brother. Oh, I have another, what am I? I'm 35, 30 solid years left in me. So let's say Chuck is going to live.
Medicine's, son, science,
True.
new shit.
I'm big, though. Great Danes, bro. So let's say he lives to 100. He's basically halfway there.
Right.
Dude, at the halfway mark, fighting, it can't be healthy, man. Like, imagine being 50 fighting, Joe. Yeah. And you're the exception. Like, you're in phenomenal shape. But
I don't want to get hit.
You don't get hit in the face.
No.
It's not going to be pretty.
Not in the head,
especially if you had all those years of... Listen, I'm not hating on it. There's a market for it. Do your thing. Like I said, to me, it's more of a sad story. Because, I think they should be compensated or I want them to parlay their careers like a Michael Strahan or Kobe Bryant, where there are legends and then they move on to do great things.
I agree. But I also, if they wanted to compete, if it was because they wanted to compete, I wonder where it makes sense to tell them they can't or they shouldn't. Because if they want to do it, if they both want to do it, like if they had money and they're like, oh, so what is it about it? Is it the motivation that bothers me? Like, what is it about a fight like that? I think it's the motivation.
You cringe a little bit, right?
They have a little bit because, see, I think Tito did better financially. I think
Tito's fine.
He did really well in Bellator. Mm-hmm. He might actually want this fight just to fight Chuck again.
I think so. I think Tito's on a different
trajectory.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, he's been fighting and doing well over the last few years. And he has a lot of other
businesses, and
Yeah, he's still a formidable guy.
Yes.
He's a beast. Tito's a big fella.
Yeah. Both great guys. Now, I will say this: everyone who's fighting in these older leagues, or if Golden Boy, if that's your thing to do, like this Master League, everyone fighting that league better. Pray to the MMA gods. Vitor Belfort does not enter that fucking thing juiced to the gills.
Oh,
have you seen his tits lately?
Yes.
You better.
Looks amazing.
Fantastic.
I'm so happy with him.
He will wheel kick the fuck out of all those old dudes at the same time.
He really will.
Dude, I was looking at his Instagram the other day. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. There's something happens to Vitor when he fills up with super unleaded.
Dude, it's like peanut butter and jelly.
He's a different
Let him
human,
do his roids,
man.
bro. Like, some people don't do well with roids. They get all red and shit. He looks great. His skin's vibrant. His tits are popping. He's all tan. His teeth get wider.
He's doing straight testosterone. He's not, when he was on, see, think about this, right? We know for sure, we all know, absolutely 100% that people have cheated and taken steroids and got away with it. We know that. I know it.
Sports,
you know that. Especially in fighting. Especially when the weigh-ins were the only day you had to pee.
Yes.
And there was no randoms. They didn't just come by. We know for a fact. But when you watch someone who's just doing testosterone and what else he's doing with a human growth hormone, and like, he's fucking gigantic now.
I love that video.
I love it too. But what you get there, it's a different thing. Like, for Vitor, like, something happens with him. Like, when they allowed him to take it, like during the Rockhold fight and the Bisping fight, dude, his body ate it up. But it's a kind of a different thing because it's above board, right?
Let me
you
ask
let
you
him
this.
do it, so he doesn't feel guilty about it. You
True.
feel me?
He's finding a way where it's still legal.
Yeah.
When he was doing it.
Yeah, he was doing it legally.
He was doing it legally.
Yeah.
He got permission from the UFC to do it in the commission. So,
but
as much as you want to say,
if you go back before he did it, like, did you see when he fought Sexyama?
yes.
Dude, his body didn't look nothing like that. It looked like a welterweight, right?
And everyone wants to go. A lot of people go, oh, he did steroids, whatever sport. Sammy Sosa, Mark McGuire, Barry Bonds. You take steroids, try hitting those fucking home runs. Everyone was doing it. In fighting, a lot of people were doing it. I'm not going to say names. So when John Jones tested hot against DC, right? For whatever he tests hot for. If DC was doing the same stuff, would he have beat John? The answer is no.
Well, it was a very close fight up until that head kick, right? It was a good fight. You really never know what could have happened. That's
I'm just
the
saying,
thing
let's
about
say
high-level fighting, right?
Correct. However,
that's what happened, so we have to judge it based on that.
if they are taking the same stuff, whatever you want to say John took, but if DC was saying it, do you think the outcome would have been any different? My answer is no.
If they were taking the same stuff. See, the John thing, we've gone over this, but we probably should go over this again if anybody doesn't know the numbers. He tested negative, then he tested positive for a minuscule amount. Was really small, and then he tested negative again. So whatever happened in a very short window, and it was an incredibly small amount of whatever that stuff was.
Some call it microdosing.
Yeah, it could be that,
Maybe.
right?
We don't know really.
Yeah. The thing about it is that stuff is supposed to stay in your system for a long time. It would be a stupid thing to take because supposedly it's in your system for weeks.
But we don't know.
Yeah. And also, the microdosing shit is real, folks. That's real. I mean, that's what they were doing in baseball. They were taking testosterone gummy bears, and they would only last like 3 or 4 hours, and your body would metabolize
They
them.
said A-Rod would eat them during the games.
Yeah.
And then by the time the game was over, it's out of his system.
Yeah. And
fucking
baseball,
gummy bears.
that was testing baseball players was the dumbest shit. But it was one of those weird American things. Like everybody's like, oh, I don't want my fucking athletes cheating.
Dude.
But if we had the Russians' attitude about this,
Just be cool, man.
what is it like? Like, how do the Russians feel about like that documentary Icarus, where that guy
don't think
came
they
on
give
and
a fuck,
claimed that all the Russian athletes were on steroids?
They don't even address it. Like, yeah, no shit, buddy. Anyways.
Whatever, let it go.
Whatever,
We're just
bro.
gonna
Get over it, man.
kill a few whistleblowers over here. Don't mind us.
Yeah, come over here. Let me know how it works out for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I wonder.
But the stuff with steroids, I think we almost put too much emphasis on the steroids. Where don't get me wrong, it fucking helps. It helps a lot of guys. But if everyone was on the same thing, John Jones would still be the greatest all time. He'd still be defeated.
Right.
Brock Lesnar would still be Brock Lesnar. I think Kane would still be Kane. Steve Bates still be. I think everything would be the exact same. I got to be serious here, man.
I think you're right. If everybody was on, the results would be the same. If everybody was on. The problem is, like, some people like Vitor, his body loves it.
He's made for it.
Yeah, his body's made for TRT replacement. It's crazy.
Yeah. So, I mean, good luck. Good luck
Good
beating
luck
that dude
with that.
now that he's in the wild west of Brazil and he's looking for someone. on his Instagram, we talk on his Instagram, he finds his fan and he's like, how long you been a fan? He's all, since the beginning, bro. And he's like, you want to see me fighting him? He goes, let's do it. Like, gives him a wink. I'm like, yeah. Who's going to sign up to fight that fucking monster?
But here's the thing. How does he get out of his contract? Does UFC still have him under contract, or did he retire?
He retired, but just because you retired, and I know because I retired, your contract isn't voided; it's frozen. They're very smart. But it's Vitor Belfort. I highly doubt all he's done for the UFC. I guarantee you could talk to
Let him go.
Dana
maybe.
would let him go. I'd assume.
Yeah, that would be nice if they did.
The scary thing about Chuck is Dana, who's obviously very close with Chuck for a long time. I don't know if they're so close anymore. Dana, and this is Dana says, I don't think he should be fighting. Like, I don't want to see him fight again. I sure as fuck wouldn't let him fight here. I hope he stops. And when someone close to the situation says that, I'm like, oh, God. But he's going to do what he's going to do.
Chuck versus Vitor was one of the first fights I ever called. Completed his contract with the UFC last month in a loss to Lyoto Machida. But it doesn't mean he's retiring. The Phenom took to social media to hint to return, asked fans who they would like to see him fight next.
Oh, he's good then. That
As
means
usual for Vitor, though, his choices were a bit curious. Who's he asking to fight? Vanderlei?
he asked the fans, so he said Vanderlei, Chuck, Tito, Bisping, or Hendo. Well, Hendo and Bisping's not happening. Chuck, Tito, or Vanderlei. You tell me you wouldn't watch Vanderlei, Vitor, and
I would
Bellator?
watch that. I would watch that. What if, say, imagine if Tito and Chuck fight and Chuck wins. Chuck wants to fight again. He wants to fight Vitor again. He beat Vitor in UFC 37.5.
And now it's like we're back to the future.
Yeah.
I would text Chuck, like, please don't fight Vitor. He's a fucking... I feel like it's different with Vitor.
But wait a minute. We don't know. Chuck was clean. How about get Chuck on the super sauce?
The ultimate
Come on,
Iceman.
son. Stop fucking around.
Stop fucking
You're
around,
48
bro.
years old,
That's
son.
true.
You can't be eating mangoes and dates and fucking almond butter and think you're going to compete with a sauced up Vitor.
I didn't even think of that.
Come on, golden boy.
Yeah, you get that fucking...
Yeah, you can't fuck with any legitimate organizations.
No, why would you?
All these organizations that want to sneak up on you in the middle of the night and test your pee.
come on.
Nah, player.
Nah, come on, Golden Snitch, take a break.
Yeah.
How about there's guys like, Josh Barnett, and even Lyoto said this. He goes, with signing with the UFC because of USADA, and obviously they've all been busted previously, so they have a little different agreement with them. But they're saying, listen, well, Josh Barnett was not busted by Nowitzki, right? It came out he never took anything, but he lost a year of his career.
Yeah, I don't understand the Josh Barnett case. I'd like to have him explain it because it sounds like what I've read sounds like he got fucked.
No, he did.
So
No,
explain it.
they even
Tell me what
admitted
you
it.
know. They admit it?
They know for a fact he did not, right? Like it came out that same thing. Like they've had other guys, right? Like the Dirty Bird. What's his name?
Tim Means.
Tim Means. They came out that are bad
Over the counter.
Yeah, you didn't
Took
take anything. Yeah, it's all good, right?
He took like some protein powder that was slightly contaminated.
And that came out as true. And with Josh Barnett, it took a year to figure this out. And then they go, "My bad, bro. Yeah, I know you missed a year and you're an older fighter and it's a year of not getting paid. My bad. You're welcome back now." And Barnett's going, "Fuck this, man. I'm out."
Is that really what they did?
I promise you that's what they did.
See, that seems to me to be a case where you've made an error that you should compensate that fighter.
That's what I'm saying. He should be fully compensated.
You can't force a guy if you made the mistake. That's like I mean, I'm not a business person, but if I was a business person, I'd be like, well, this is a clear case of someone owing someone money because you fucked up.
But what the USADA is going to say is it was an investigation. It took us that long to get to the bottom of it. That's the process. That's how long it took.
Yeah, but they were wrong, right? So if they were wrong, so all their investigation stuff they did that took so long to get to the bottom of, you accused a guy who's innocent. Right?
Yeah, but see, don't they say
works?
They say potentially flagged for PEDs, right? They don't say what you're flagged for, and then it goes an investigation. But they're not. They don't say he's suspended or he tested positive for this. They say potentially flagged, and then there's an investigation. Then it took a year to figure that out.
I think that the USADA, like especially under the whatever guidelines that they had coming in here, had a lot to work with, right? There's a lot of fighters. You got to figure out you got to test this one more.
Oh, it's a nightmare.
So, I mean, it must be crazy.
It must be a nightmare. I'm not saying it's an easy job. I think it's too much.
It's a very hard job, and I think it is too much, too. There's 500 fighters on roster. But a legend like Josh Barnett, he deserves respect. That's the youngest ever heavyweight champion.
Agreed, Joe. And he's one of my favorite fighters, and he's probably one of the smartest men to ever grace the octagon. He's such a smart dude.
Very smart
and
guy.
I love Josh Barnett. However, if you're Nowitzki and you look at the history of Josh Barnett, there's a reason to have skeptical golden snitch eyes on him because he's tested positive previously.
Right.
That's what's going on.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you have a track record, like I'm going to test over him a tad more, Vitor a tad more than Stipe or DC.
How dare you?
Like I just look at DC and be like, nah, you're good.
Dude, how about
you're fucking good.
Super unleaded DC. DC's 40 years old, son. DC's 40 years old on the natch with just some powerful fucking Herculean genetics.
Just to
get him on that super sauce, kid.
Bro.
Get him on that Vitor shit that gives you veins in your teeth.
Veins in your ears, goddamn.
Dude, there was a time when Vitor was, they had to face off with him and Rockhold. And you look at Vitor, like how it was when he was doing the Mohawk thing.
Dude, it looked like he had a stingray hanging off the back of his neck. It looked like a fucking stingray was back there. His traps were like this.
He looked so scary, dude. And this is even at the weigh-ins, man. This was when the weigh-ins were the real weigh-ins.
Yes.
Rocco told me, he goes, he looked right at him. He's like, what the fuck is this guy
just
on?
Winstrol coming out of his eyeballs. Just fucking tears of Winstrol.
It was just testosterone. It was just whatever they let him take. You think he was on other things too?
Oh, my God. I don't know what he was on.
It's hard to tell from that picture because he's an actual 185 right there.
One of my favorite fighters,
very
though.
Deflated. It's amazing the difference between some guys, like when they weigh in, like Yoel, when he weighs in at 185, he still looks super ridiculous, uber jacked at 185. You can't believe he only weighs 185 when he gets on the scale.
Rockhold, too.
But then he fucking whoop. I mean, he just puts all that meat back on.
Your boy Whitaker was like, that motherfucker's.
Yeah.
Did you hear his interview? He's like,
He said it was magic.
He's like, it's magic. See that man go from that to that? And he goes, and honestly, find him before, and he's aging, and this time he was even harder. He's like, something's up there, son.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Maybe. But you know what else maybe? Maybe crazy Cuban genetics. I think that shit's
Could
real.
be crazy Cuban genetics. But how much more impressive? Whatever he's on. Let's say he is on something, Whitaker beat him twice.
Yeah.
There should not be a third fight.
I don't think this decision was just in the second fight.
Nah, you're crazy.
I think there should have been 10-8s.
No, I think if
Under
anything,
the new rules?
I think it should have been a draw then. I don't think Yoel won that fight. If you're going to give Yoel a 10-8, then that's a draw.
Yeah.
A draw, I'm fine. And I don't think they give draws out enough.
I don't
a draw,
think they do either.
Because then they're forced to have that trilogy
That's what I'm
fight.
saying.
That
Yeah.
I'm fine with.
I didn't think that a decision. I thought like there's too many moments in the fight where Yoel hurt Whitaker, like really hurt him. There was no moments in the fight where Whitaker really hurt Yoel, like really hurt him, like had him in deep trouble.
There was one with that head kick, the wobble him a little bit.
Yeah,
I
but
think it
man,
was in
that's
the third or second.
the head kick was when. I don't think that even fucking did much.
It wobbled his legs a tad.
Little bit.
But if you go round by round, watch that fight a bunch, I think...
That was a good. That was like he landed with the foot, right? Like right in the face, top of the head.
Yeah, but also like you go round by round. Just stylistically, I had Whitaker winning 3-2, and all right. Let's say I gave Yoel when he fucked him up. That I think it was the fourth or fifth.
I think it was both rounds. He had him in trouble.
But I gave one a 10-9 to Yoel, and then if you give a 10-8, it would still be a draw,
right?
Which I'm fine with.
Which makes more sense to me.
But
it's just people have a hard time with decisions when the guy at the end of the fight is fucking the guy up. Now, obviously, this is coming from someone who's a professional commentator, so I understand this is a ridiculous argument. But the ridiculous argument is, if we're going to judge what a fight is, we all know if you're watching a fight, right? If you and I are in a fight and you're on top of me beating the shit out of me in the last few seconds when the cops come in, that doesn't matter. If I ran around this room and kicked your legs for the first 2 minutes and then you got on top of me and were beating the fuck out of me for the last 20 seconds when the cops came.
You're talking prison rules,
You
son.
won the fight.
Yeah, no,
right?
You won the fight in the streets.
But that's a fight.
But as a professional sport.
I understand, but this is a professional sport that's kind of a fight. It's
but
not just
it doesn't
a boxing
matter,
match.
though. So in boxing, if I win the first 8 rounds, right, and then you're whooping my ass, 9, 10, 11, 12, those first 8, what do we do?
There it is. It's a real good point, dude. It's a real good point. But the idea is, see, that didn't hardly do
bro,
anything.
he was on wobbled
But he was already
Street.
tired, dude. Look how wobbly he is already there.
How about the kicks by fucking Whitaker,
Whitaker's so good, dude. And the fact that he fought that fight, most of it, with a fucking broken hand. He broke his
beat him
hand
with
the
one
first
hand.
round.
He beat him with one leg the first fight. Come on.
No, he's
How fucking
phenomenal.
good. He
threw that hand, too. Even he got clipped
No, he
there
was in
again.
trouble for sure.
A couple times.
I had one round of 10-8, so that'd be a draw.
See this right here? This is a 10-8, man. This is a 10-8.
Again, even if you give it 10-8, it should be a draw then.
But
he wouldn't win the fight.
Okay. I'm
with you on a draw.
2 guys are fighting. It's a close round, but one guy drops him and has him hurt. Like everything up into that moment is close. I think that's still a 10-8.
Geesh, damn, you're tossing 10-8s out.
I think 10-8s. It's got to be the difference is someone almost got finished. This is an almost got finished moment. The legs go, the person falls, the guy gets on top, starts pounding him.
See, I don't have a problem with 10-9. That I think it has to be a clear fucking bully beatdown for a 10-8 round.
I think that should be a 10-7. I think we should make this shit make
10-7
sense.
game. I mean, fuck it. Why even fight any 10-7? If you're up 10-7, like fuck,
you got to stop someone. I really feel like this scorecard, this 10-point must system is silly.
The whole thing's silly.
Silly.
The judging,
but
the
silliness.
Silly.
Yeah, you're right.
We've kicked that fucking horse.
But the numbers, like, why do we need 10 points? Just because boxing always had 10 points? They're only using their hands. They're not even using their elbows. Just think about all the different things. Like, what's worth more? Is a jab worth more than an elbow?
Oh,
Yeah, what's worth more? A guillotine choke that you get out of? How many points do you get for that? We've got to figure that out, man.
But it's also predicated off styles, too, because what happens if, let's say I'm Brian Ortega. Let's take Brian Ortega and Max Holloway. And Max Holloway on the feet, jabbing, good distance control, and Brian really can't get it going, but then he pulls guard. He pulls guard, and he's fucking throwing armbar, triangle, leg lock, and Max is kind of defending, but he's in trouble.
Yeah.
They're not giving that to Brian down there.
Right.
They don't know shit about the ground game. They look at Max on top and go, well, when he was on the feet, he landed more jabs. Let's give it to fucking Max.
Yeah, there's moments where a regular guy is on his back and they're right. Like
Correct.
a guy who doesn't have a good guard or a guy who just tries to hang on until the referee pulls him off. But then there's some dudes who have their guard is like the scariest place to be.
You gotta know what you're dealing with. You gotta know the premises. You gotta
Do you remember
know.
that kid Paul Sass?
Fuck yeah.
Won so many fights by triangle,
Yeah.
man. It was ridiculous. You'd
Ridiculous.
see that guy fight off of his back and be like, whoa,
Yep.
he's moving quick. He was closing shit up quick. Dudes didn't know what the fuck was happening. All of a sudden, they're jacked and triangled.
Dude, how about that Max Holloway Brian Ortega fight?
That's a
greatest fight at 45 since Conor and Aldo.
Yeah, I agree.
It's such a dangerous fight for Max.
It's a dangerous fight for both guys. I mean, this is the first. Well, for Ortega, it's not his first time in world-class territory, right? He had Cub and he had Frankie. He won both of them in spectacular fashion. I think
finished Frankie. Never been done before.
Never been done before. But the crazy thing, I thought, just as crazy, maybe more crazy, was the way he finished Cub. He almost got Cub in the first round. Cub is a real Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt.
Freak.
And I know that Max finished Cub as well, but Cub was hurt in that fight. I think he had either a broken jaw or
he went into the fight injured, yeah?
Something was fucked up.
I remember that.
And something went real bad during the fight. Anyway, all credit to Max. He did finish him. But it was the way when they went to the ground, Ortega locked up that Darce at the end of the first round. I was like, Jesus, this is tight. This was tight, man. When they went to the ground and when he was cinching it up and then the buzzer went off.
5 more seconds, that fight's over.
Yeah, that fight's over. That was a tight fucking.
And then he did the exact same thing again. He went, oh, cool.
He just knew he could do it. The thing is, his jiu-jitsu is at such a fucking high level. He's so dangerous.
You can't really train for it either. Like just being in the room with Ortega, it's like you've seen triangles, you've seen arm bars. The way he sets up, and it's so explosive, and the angles he hits, you can't bring anyone in to duplicate that.
It's amazing.
It's so different. And what's crazy about Brian is his story. Like, he's a guy who's not going to go in there and talk shit. He comes from a super humble background, and his demeanor inside that octagon, when even earlier in his UFC career, when it was not going well for him. And he found some way he's finished all fighters, so he found some way to get it done. And I think it comes from growing up in that rough background, man. Like, it doesn't fluster him. He's like, I need something. He never gives up. He's like, something's going to come. Something's going to come. And I think that's huge in this Max Holloway fight because Max distance control is fucking second to none, man. It's going to be tough for Brian to get in there. But I think once Brian can get an underhook, I think we're going to see him jump to half guard, something like that. It's going to be interesting, man.
It's going to be interesting to see if Brian can turn into a jiu-jitsu match. But the thing about Brian is he's so comfortable with his hands, man.
He's getting more comfortable for sure. And doesn't have like a super team.
Yeah, he's amazing. But Max Holloway, dude, when I saw the second fight with Aldo, there were some moments in that fight where I was like, Jesus.
Oh, he's one of my favorite fighters.
This dude's on another level.
I know.
But he was overwhelming Aldo. Like, he went into that fight, and basically when they announced this is where his phrase, where it started to hit me, it is what it is,
it is what it is. Yeah. I love it.
That was his attitude to go fight an absolute future Hall of Famer who was thought to be the greatest featherweight of all time, a guy who, think about some of his spectacular KOs of Chad Mendez. And I mean, he was a monster when he was young. How about when the Cub Swanson flying knee in WEC?
What?
Dude, he was a beast. And for him to go into that fight and be like, it is what it is. Like, it is what it is.
The fuck's that mean?
And he just smashed him.
How about he was going to fight fucking Khabib?
Oh, yeah. And he would have, if they didn't pull him off. Yeah, if the commission didn't pull him off the weight cut, he would have fought Khabib on like how many days' notice?
What was that, 8 days?
Yeah,
8 days?
Like
something fucking
ridiculous.
Crazy. That's how much of a badass he is.
Super short notice.
I also think the reason why I love this fight and it's so good for the UFC, especially just for the both of them, is Max and Brian are going to fight multiple times. I think this is going to become a cool rivalry where you're going to see him go from 45. Whoever wins this, I don't really care who. I love both those men. I fucking love both those guys. Whoever wins, I think eventually they're both huge for the weight class. And Max is younger than Brian. They're going to go to 55. Even Max's team goes, he should be a 55er. He's fucking huge for 45.
Well, you think about how much weight he had to lose to get to 55.
I know.
They pulled him off the weight cut to 55, which is crazy.
55, there's some fights for him. But I think, and this is great for fighters, man, like with Aldo. He was never that big until Conor came, right? And there's this rivalry. DC, John Jones. Nate Diaz, Conor. Like there's these rivalries.
Ali Frazier.
Misha, Ronda. There's all, Holly Ronda. There's all this stuff starting to happen, and then people fucking tune in. So I think for Brian and Max, they don't need to talk any shit. They just keep being humble. Their skills speak for themselves, but people want to tune in for that, and you're gonna get a bunch of fights out of these guys, man. And
I think you're probably right.
My dick's hard about it. I know, I love it, man. I get goosebumps talking about those fucking two.
Yeah, they're pretty badass. It's nice to see just any time you have a guy who's defending his title and you have a guy who you legitimately think could be a champion. And you look at the two of them, like I look at that fight and I go, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't either. It just
don't
depends. If Max makes one mistake, Brian capitalized on it. Brian's so dangerous.
So dangerous.
What's interesting to me is when I first met Brian years ago and he was in the gym, remember he was mopping mats and just doing his thing, and Henner would bring him on the road. He even goes on the road now with Henner, and they teach cops their tactical stuff, and they do these seminars, and he was like Henner's little guy.
Wow.
And I always took him serious because jiu-jitsu was ridiculous, and he would train with me and all this stuff, but I never thought best in the world. You know, I've never like you never. Ever.
I know.
I'm like, what's up,
knew
B?
him.
Yeah, I'm like, what's up, man? And I see him when they told me, because I cornered him for a fight, and then they go, dude, UFC's coming calling around. I go, not yet. I'm cautious, Larry. I'm like, no. Please, he has to work on stand-up. Don't fucking let him do it, man. And then Henner's like, dude, he wants to do it. And then fucking I was way off. That motherfucker.
He got good with his hands
fucking
quick.
fast. He steps up to the level of competition, man.
Well, he definitely does, but it's also he's so good at jiu-jitsu that he just took whatever that focus is that got him so good at jiu-jitsu and applied it to striking. And now he's just a winner. He knows how to win. You know what I mean? He knows how to put shit together. When he landed that uppercut on Frankie, and I was like, Jesus.
Vicious.
Like, Frankie's a hard guy to fucking hit clean.
What? Impossible.
Yeah.
Unless you're Gray Maynard. Yeah, it's a fucking nightmare.
Well, and even Gray Maynard, he came back and won that fight.
Which was
right?
insane.
Which is insane. Draw in the first fight, KOs him in the second fight. Those fights were fucking chaos, man.
Some of the best.
But the fact that Ortega took him out, I mean, some people say, well, maybe Frankie's at the end of his rope. He's in his deep into his 30s now. What is he, 36?
Something like that, right? 36, 34. Either way, though, it's Frankie Edgar.
Either way, it's Frankie Edgar. Yeah. And then he went on to beat Cub Swanson, like 4 weeks later or some shit?
I was like, no, I'll do that in New Jersey.
Yeah.
36. There you go.
Just phenomenal conditioning.
Dude, and then also on this card, you got DC fucking Stipe. To me, it's like the first real, like we're in the super fight era. To me, this is like the first real super fight. Like GSP Bisping, I was like, that's cool. That's a thick-ass GSP. I guess that's super fight. But DC Stipe is a fucking real super fight, man.
That's a real super fight.
I love it, man.
You know what I'm looking forward to almost as much?
Francis, Black Beast.
That's right, son. Derek Lewis, Francis Ngannou. Woo!
I know everyone thinks to me a first-round knockout and they're just going there and throw caution in the wind. I think Derek Lewis double legs him, either in the first round or second round, and beats him via TKO.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, how good is Derek's wrestling?
I mean, he's an explosive dude and he used to play football, you know? I think people are making a mistake going, oh, Derek's just going to go in there, Francis is going to go in there, fucking plant their feet and just fucking chuck the bombs. I think you're wrong, man. I think people think that are wrong. I think Derek's going to mix it up. If he's smart, I think what I would do if I was them, and what Derek in his background and Francis working on stuff, I think Derek's going to shoot. The crowd's going to boo, but Derek's going to shoot. And then his ground pound is fucking nasty.
I don't know if the crowd will boo. If it's a good crowd, a crowd that understands the danger of Francis on his back and Derek on top, Derek with big KO power, stop Travis Brown. I bet they might be thinking, oh, shit, this is going to get crazy.
Hopefully.
Because it's not like if Derek takes you down, he's just going to hold on to you. He's going to try to kill you. No.
He's going to punch you
right
in the fucking face.
That Travis Brown TKO, or a KO rather, was
vicious.
Ruthless.
It's one of the worst ones. Bisping,
Ruthless.
Dan Hendo, and then that one for me. It's like, you don't want to see that replay.
Yeah, that was a rough one.
That was a tough one.
And Ngannou, man, you got to get to him first. The thing about getting to him is you're running into hammers.
You got to get to him.
You got to get to him. You're
or
running.
You just got to kind of stay back, and then the cardio gets to him.
But we only saw him tired once, but it was a big one.
We've only seen him out of the first round once, right?
Yeah. Stipe figured it out. He just.
That's also Stipe. Like we're giving, I give France a lot of shit, but that's fucking Stipe.
He's the
most, accomplished heavyweight of all time.
Yeah, I mean, you have to look at him, his accomplishments. You look at the guys that he stopped and the guys he defended his title. Stopped Fabricio, wins the title. Stops Alistair. Stops Junior Dos Santos. I mean,
the only reason why Stipe doesn't get enough credit as he should is because all these guys are a step past their prime, right? Like to me,
yeah.
And I love Steve. To me, what's more impressive, when Kane beat JDS, that was prime JDS, who was a motherfucker. And Kane put his fucking head right in the middle of his chest and did work after getting knocked out.
In the first round on Fox in the biggest fight in MMA history.
That was insane.
Insane.
Like that to me, that's a little more impressive than when Stipe beat JDS. Because that's JDS after an ass whooping by Kane. Rounds.
It is
which
more
was
impressive. But
10
you know
rounds
what's,
of an ass whooping,
what's
basically.
almost as impressive is surviving that first round against Francis. I don't know who would have
Agreed.
survived. There's not a lot of guys that would have survived that round the way Stipe did. DC, man, I wonder.
He ate that fucking punch from Anthony Rumble
Oh, yeah.
Johnson.
How about that kick?
And popped the fuck back up.
Yeah.
Like, oh, God.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
But John KO'd him.
Yeah, it's John Jones.
Yeah.
John Jones beats everyone we're talking about.
But maybe, see, the thing about Francis, I'm very curious to see what he looks like.
You?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm very curious to see what he looks like in this next fight. Because we're going to find a lot about whether or not he's able to correct mistakes, whether his conditioning is just one of those things with all that fast twitch muscle fiber, whether he's not going to be able to go 5 rounds hard.
I don't think he's going to turn into fucking Nate Diaz, or something like that. I think it might be a tad better. The way he can get better is not using all his energy on power punches. So maybe it's more of an experience thing. Mm-hmm. But with Derek Lewis, he also pedal to the metal and hits hard as fuck too.
He does.
And he's been in some serious trouble. That Travis Brown fight, he was in serious fucking trouble, man.
Yeah, he's a warrior for sure. I mean, that guy has been in some crazy ass fucking fights. Crazy fights. He's dangerous.
Both are super dangerous.
And I mean, he wants that fight too. Derek Lewis is asking for that fight.
They both wanted it.
Yeah.
They both wanted that fight.
This is going to be crazy.
Super crazy. I think the craziest thing on the card to me is how many people are riding off DC. He's the underdog against Stipe.
Yeah.
I have DC beating him, man.
Do you?
Yeah, I know you hate picks, but when I break down the fight, I look at what that terrible picture makes Stipe look super small and fucking DC look giant.
Yeah, that's
look
crazy.
Look how small Stipe looks.
DC looks like he's like a fucking gigantic
He looks
person.
like Brock Lesnar. Stipe looks like TJ Dillashaw. What are they doing? What the fuck,
Stipe looks like a bantamweight.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Yeah, one says 76 inches, one is 71 inches.
None of that bothers me, man. Like the reach, the height, because DC's dealt with that his entire career. Gustafsson, John Jones, those guys had even bigger reaches.
I think also one thing to take into consideration is Stipe doesn't throw a lot of kicks. He's not a big kicker.
Bingo, sir.
Yeah, he's more of a boxer. And, DC is also going to be able to get under him easier than any guy's ever fought before. I mean, DC's, 5'11"? Is he about 5'11"?
If that, yeah.
He's going to, and he has top of the food chain wrestling, man. Remember what he did to Henderson?
Dude, and Barnett.
Launched Barnett in the air. Launched him in the air.
Fucking
slammed him.
Rude
yeah.
to
And Barnett's
do to
a
legend.
big fella.
Yeah, and can grapple his fucking ass
He can grapple his fucking ass off, and DC took him for a ride, son. But the Henderson fight was the most impressive to me. Because Henderson, even though he's smaller than DC, he's a fucking stud, and he was an Olympic silver medalist himself.
Man.
And DC just ragdolled him.
See, and people go, I see some people discredit DC a little bit when they go, when he won the Grand Prix in Strikeforce, that was a different time. Those heavyweights were older, and the games evolved. When I look at Stipe, I'm like, heavyweights haven't really evolved that much, man. You don't see a guy throwing a lot of kicks and mixing up wrestling and jiu-jitsu. Like, you look at Stipe's game, it's boxing or wrestling.
Yeah.
That's very similar to what DC's used to beating. So the times when he's in trouble is a guy like John Jones, who fucking mixes up and he's a fucking nightmare.
Well,
but when you're just
does
boxing,
it all. Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. When DC goes in a fight and you're just boxing or wrestling, the reason why DC's going to go down as one of the greatest of all time is his mental game, bro. He's so fucking his fucking fight IQ's crazy.
Yeah. He's tough as shit. And, if you look, who else does it the way John does, where they're really good at everything? They win by submission. They win by knockout. They win by,
Mighty Mouse. You'd have to go you have to go to a lighter weight.
Those are the two, right? Because even Kane would do Muay Thai, and Kane would for sure wrestle and ground and pound, but he never really submitted anybody.
No, Kane's thing was wrestling.
Just smash you.
Yeah, smash.
Yeah.
Outwork you.
Yeah, outwork you. Get you exhausted to the point where you never even believed you could be that
Embrace
tired.
the grind.
Yeah.
Which DC has been training with Kane
Forever.
for this fight.
Yeah.
And who
is Kane back now? Is he 100%
Kane's helping
training?
him. Yeah, he's helping him.
Wow.
So when I look at that, I go, all right, a Kane style is almost identical to fucking Stipe's, but Stipe has a little more power.
Yeah.
But as far as cardio, wrestling,
Yeah.
Kane's better at those things, man.
Well, Kane was better than anybody that ever lived for like 2 years. There was
Nightmare.
There was a moment. I mean, and he just got injured so many times. There was so many injuries with him. But like when you look at what he was able to do with real fucking tough guys, just break them down. Real
Ridiculous,
tough
man.
guys. But he's had shoulder surgery, back surgery, knee surgery. I mean, after a while, everything was just given out because of the force of his will, and his workouts are so fucking tough. Those guys at AKA, you know, like Dana was giving them a hard time at one point in time, saying something about, you know, that they're always getting hurt. But
They win.
That's how you get killers like Kane. To get a guy that's got that kind of mind, he's used to being in that horrible misery of trying to break someone. He's used to it. Does it all the time.
So does DC.
They all do it all the time.
And then DC went, I'll go there and
Yeah.
train. And remember, DC, before he went there, he trained with us in Denver. He wasn't that good. You know, obviously his wrestling was ridiculous, but he moved there and then he just followed suit. Then you got John Fitch, you got Koscheck, you got fucking Khabib. You got
Luke Rockhold.
Yeah, man.
When Rockhold gets people on the ground and smashes them, when he got Weidman on the ground, Weidman was stuck under a building.
Dude.
Same thing with Lyoto Machida. You look at him and you go,
David
David
Branch,
Branch, same
black
thing.
belt.
Gets you down, and his fucking top game is just murderous.
Oh, dude,
And
I heard-
it's because of who he's training with. He's
I
training
agree.
with those guys.
I have friends who were watching him train down in Florida, and they were just saying his jiu-jitsu, they wouldn't give me names. They said world-class jiu-jitsu guys, he's fucking up rolling, like just
Yeah.
destroying.
No, he's
a
a freak.
nightmare, man.
He's a freak athlete. He's strong and he's long. He's got like long leverage, but he's also got physical strength.
He was supposed to fight Gustafsson until he hurt his leg.
What
That
happened to
was
his leg?
official. He got a huge gash in it. He had staples. I think he posted it. It looked
Damn,
fucking terrible.
that would be
But
an
now-
interesting
now you
thing,
got
at 205.
Gustafsson,
Volkan,
and Volkan.
Ozdemir.
No
Yeah.
time, son.
So you think Stipe and DC goes to DC by decision?
Yep.
Think he out wrestles him?
I just think he outworks him. And I don't think it's a classic fight. I just think hopefully more people appreciate DC after this. I look at both of them; they both have to embrace the grind thing. And as long as DC can avoid that big power punch early on, he's gonna be fine. And he's so smart, man.
Well, I definitely think he's really smart, but I also think that Stipe is a really good striker, and he's a bigger guy, and he's got a long reach, and he's probably one of the best heavyweight strikers that DC's ever fought. He's got real one-punch knockout power at heavyweight. He throws clean shots. He doesn't have any fat in his punches. He'll stand here like this and drop
Has
one
a
in
chin
on
too.
you.
He ate
He's got a-
Francis's best shots.
He's got a chin. He's tough as fuck. He
No.
loves being champion.
Agree.
You know, he might have a lot to prove here. And, you know, he doesn't throw a lot of kicks, but it doesn't mean he can't. He can throw them if he wants to. If he thinks that's part of the strategy and he wants to throw head kicks. I mean,
It'd be cool to see.
Have you seen him kick?
Yeah, I have.
He can kick.
He can kick. It's a difference between kicking in practice and pulling off against a world class.
That's true.
Guy like DC.
He's a big
but
guy,
DC
too,
has
man.
tendencies, man, and
Yes.
that's where That's why John Jones goes, I'm gonna knock him out by head kick. Because
Yeah.
if you look at the video, DC's here. He's down there, man. He's susceptible to it. So that's why he sees it. But if you're Stipe,
did John fake a right hand and then throw that left high kick?
he was setting up. He was throwing to the body, and then threw it out, and then you see DC go over and then just whack.
Yeah.
And
Let's see if you can find that clip of John Jones KOing DC. Here it is.
Powerful, Jamie.
Oh, man, just landed it perfect. Let me see that one more time. Yeah.
You know what's interesting about
Oh, right.
this?
Go back to the beginning. Watch this.
How the fuck does this only have
Dude,
30,000
that was
views?
beautiful. The way he did that, that was
God, I hope John comes back.
it was beautiful. There was like no fat in that at all, man. It was beautiful.
So
Boom,
amazing.
Boom, boom.
Think how good DC is, and for him to do that,
Amazing.
ridiculous, man.
Smashed him, dude. Look at this.
So ridiculous.
Damn. He took a couple extra shots there that he didn't need to take.
Well, there's a lot of bad
Damn,
blood there.
look at
Now they're
this.
even going back at it on Twitter. But have
John Jones.
here's the perfect case scenario. If you're Scrooge McDuck and you're sitting down and you're looking at the UFC roadmap, you're like, we love Stipe. He's been a great champion. But if they could plan it like you're fucking Vince McMahon in WWE, you want DC to win, and then John to come back, and at heavyweight, you have DC, John Jones fighting for a world title at heavyweight. And they have Brock going, I got next. Waiting in the back going, I got next. Q. Ratings. Golden Snitch, take a hike.
I like it.
Let's let that sink in.
Another one is, what if John's suspension lasts longer than we think? We're assuming that John's going to get a suspension, then he's going to be able to come back fairly soon.
Don't be the no fun, please.
Well, what if Brock comes in and Brock fights the winner of DC and Stipe? Let's just say DC wins.
I'll take it.
Okay, and DC could beat Brock.
That's an interesting fight.
DC versus Brock's an interesting fight.
It's a great fight.
Brock's got hands as big as his table.
He's fucking, and he can wrestle his ass
He
off.
can wrestle his ass off. The question is, can he do it clean at his age? Because he took like 12 different tests.
What's this clean talk,
Clean,
bro?
clean,
We'll
bro.
figure
Clean.
it out.
I don't
Just
know
like
if
the
we'll-
last one.
I think the UFC wants to make that paper. You got to tell USADA to scram.
For like,
Get
dude,
out of
come
the
on, this
picture
one
for this
fight.
one.
Go grab a cup of coffee. It's Brock and John. Go grab a fucking cup of
But
coffee.
here's the thing:
Nowitzki.
no one's gonna ever let that happen. We're talking trash. This is nonsense talk.
You're crazy if you think USADA's all clean like the U.S. government or some shit.
What are you saying? First of all, you think the U.S. government is clean? I'll call Eddie Bravo right now.
That's what I'm
I'll have him
saying.
on his way over
That's what
here.
I'm saying. USADA's like the government, son. Everything ain't fucking done by the books. If I'm Dana, I'm like, yeah, open up your glove compartment box.
Yeah, man.
You keep that, and you keep
Maybe.
your greasy mouth shut.
Keep your greasy
while
mouth
these boys
shut.
come over and punch each other in the face. Don't
Yeah.
fuck up our ESPN deal.
Wow.
And who wouldn't want to see that?
Yeah, maybe ESPN pulls him aside, take him into some smoky room, sit down there with some Cuban cigars. It's
What are we
fine,
doing here?
Fine whiskey.
How long is
Let's
their
talk.
deal with USADA?
I
Do
don't
we
know.
know?
I don't
Do we
know.
have any idea?
I don't know.
Because he had to sign a contract.
I don't know.
I bet there's a countdown in Dana's office just every day. 364 days. 364 days.
The whole thing is kind of crazy that it's self-imposed.
Right? What are you doing, man?
Well, it's a great move
To sell
to
the company.
sell. Yeah,
Yeah, there's the move.
Fertitta's so genius.
Monster.
Lorenzo's a goddamn genius. He figured
Brilliant.
it out. And, now he gets to just be a fan with $4 billion in the bank.
What? He's like, yeah, I know. You have to smash a few eggs to make an omelet, man.
But it's a great success story because those guys were down $40+ million in the hole when
Originally, yeah.
when the Ultimate Fighter took off. They had lost $40 million.
What's that to them, though?
It's enough.
40's 40, but still, when
It's
you're
enough.
when you're a
if you
billionaire,
if you lost a couple $100,000, you would survive, but you'd be like,
I'd
shit.
be pissed for sure.
He'd be like, fuck, this is not good. It takes a long time to make that money.
Especially when I get to my boy to run and it's fucking up. You know what I'm saying?
exactly. Dude, $40 million is $40 million.
It's a ton
I
of
don't
money.
give a fuck
No, I
who
agree.
you are.
Well, if I'm a billionaire, I'm be like,
I don't want that money going away.
I'm still going home and get my dick sucked. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, God, that sucks. Anyways, let me walk in my giant mansion.
You got to think of how many different businesses they're running at the same time, though. They had like 20 casinos, 20+ casinos.
Palace Stations.
They had Green Valley Ranch.
Yep, they
had
still own
Red
that.
Rocks.
Red Rocks is dope.
Dope.
They just bought out Palms too.
Dope. Yeah.
Palms a little rundown, but whatever.
The Nine, though, that steakhouse there, that's one of the best steakhouses in Vegas.
And
that
the
place is
Ghost Bar?
phenomenal.
Ghost Bar used to be dope. That's old school.
I used to do stand-up there. I've done stand-up
In the
at
Ghost Bar?
Palms.
Oh, at
There's
the
like
Palms.
one of the bars there. One of the bars downstairs.
There's a Laugh Factory in Vegas, right?
There is now, yeah.
They're trying to bring it back.
Dice is there all the time. I think it's in the Tropicana. Does that make sense? The Laugh Factory in the
And then they just
Tropicana?
opened that the Comedy Cellar.
Yeah, that's in the Rio.
Yeah.
The Comedy Cellar is supposed to be really good.
Who's running that though? Someone we know is running that. I thought.
The Comedy Cellar? I don't know. Ian's there a lot, though. Ian Edwards is
Edwards?
doing it. He says it's great.
Vegas to me is always a weird vibe. Obviously, you're there during UFC fight week and you do your huge fucking stadiums. But I'm saying as far as the crowds, usually if it's not a UFC crowd,
Yeah,
is
it's
it
a
weird
different
vibe for
thing.
you?
Well, there's so many things to do, first of all, right?
Or you
They're
compete
like,
with
"Look,
Celine Dion.
I could be on ecstasy right now. Why am I here listening to you talk?
I could be watching Blue Man Group fucking rolling my ass off. Why am I here?
Yeah, there's so many things to do. Like, have you ever been to one of those Cirque du Soleils?
Sure have.
Have you been to Love, the one at the MGM?
Nope, but I've been to Zumanity with a friend and some drugs, and it was one of the best times ever.
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 How about when Disney uses those robot flipper things to do a Cirque du Soleil show?
How crazy was that? I posted this online.
see it?
I saw
No.
this article about Disney's making acrobatic robots. Dude, these robots flip through the air and land and jump into holes and shit.
In the middle of the goddamn park?
These robots that Disney's making, they're animatronic robots. But here's what's fucked up about it. What's to stop someone from using these and making like a super warrior with the same technology? This is all under the guise of Disney. These motherfuckers, I know what they're doing. So Look at these things, dude.
That's a robot?
That's a robot, son. Look at this. Look at it swing and look at it let go and tuck.
Perfect
and jump
technique.
into a hole. Yo, dude, that's going to be a killer robot that we send overseas to fight battles. Look at that thing fly through the air and boom. This is nuts, man. I mean, this is really insane stuff.
What the fuck they doing with this? They're going to have this at like the Pixar parade or some shit for all the kids?
I think they're going to do this for movies,
Whoa.
for shit like that, so that you don't have to risk the
Stuntman
lives
jobs.
of...
See ya.
Dude, that is so true.
Stuntman.
Oh, my God.
Cuts. Tate Fletcher. Better.
Yeah, but Tate's acting. He'll slide in. He'll be able to make it. He's still going to be a character actor.
That's true.
Yeah, he
It's
doesn't
gonna be
really
tough to
do
get a
too much.
robot.
CGI a face on that. See,
That's
Boom,
right.
paint
man.
that. Disney starts painting faces on there
They're
too.
not even going to need people for voices.
that's what that half of that movie Logan, the Wolverine movie.
Yeah?
He wasn't there.
What?
Or
What?
There's a video you can see where they show you how they CGI'd everything. He wasn't really there for half of it, or they did it very strangely.
That movie's depressing anyways.
Yeah, like just,
If you're a Wolverine fan, I was like, God damn, bro. He's driving a limo and shit.
Oh, is that what he's doing after it's over?
Yeah, he's like a limo, and fucking Xavier, Professor X, is like in some weird fucking hut dying, and it's hot out. It'll bum me out, bro.
Ew.
Don't watch it.
I'm not
It's like that movie, The Wrestler.
That's terrible.
Yeah, it bumps you out. Depressing. X-Men First Class all the way. Anyways. Yeah, Vegas is weird is what we're getting at, and Disney's trying to take over the world.
Disney's about to work with DARPA. That's what's going on, son. That's Boston Dynamics or whatever it is. Boston. What's the company?
yeah,
Boston Dynamics.
yeah. It's this
That makes
scene
the
right here,
robots?
for
Dude,
instance.
Disney does everything
So this
better than
scene-
everyone.
He's not doing that. This show it all breaks down.
This
is
is
how they
all
did
a robot?
everything. It wasn't even. It was just a stunt double guy.
What fucking
Oh,
hater
so the
released
stunt
this?
double guy does this?
And then they put him on top of that.
What?
Yeah,
That's
so-
so weird.
Him being
man. Oh, look at that. They just have
Wow.
his face.
So if you can make a robot do all that stuff, then you could easily just put his face on there. And
Whoa.
You know.
Hugh Jackman got super jack.
Bro, he's on that Vitor diet. For
He
that.
got so swole
But
at one
why
point.
not?
But he doesn't look like that anymore. Like in this one,
No, he
wasn't
had to
that
do
swole.
America's Greatest Showman. You can't be all jacked singing and shit.
Right. So they just mapped out his face. But the thing is, like, if you see him in this one, he doesn't look as jacked as he did in like the earlier ones.
Well, he's older. He's older
Yeah.
Wolverine. Which
That's
is
what he's
weird,
supposed to be, right?
Because if his body can recuperate from anything, why
Yeah,
the fuck's he aging?
Exactly.
Come on,
Why is he
X-Men.
aging like that?
Stanley, come on.
Where
bro.
he's losing some of his muscle, but he's still throwing people through the air like
What
they're
we're talking
ragdolls.
about. He gets
Yeah.
shot and recovers right away, but his fucking joints hurt. His arthritis.
Is that
The
what's
fuck-
happening? Did he have
Yeah.
arthritis? No.
No,
really.
he moves like it these days.
Oh.
I don't know if he officially does. I'm just saying it doesn't make sense. How about they come out with another fucking Spider-Man?
Oh, thank God. They need a new Spider-Man. They never want to pay Peter Parker.
Dude.
When Peter Parker starts getting big, they go, yeah, well, guess what? We're going to reboot it. They just keep rebooting it. They keep telling the same story over and over again with subtle differences.
My Spider-Man's Tobey Maguire, you fucks.
You fucks. There's
Anyone
one
else
goddamn
kick
Spider-Man.
rocks.
I'll tell you what, though. The only time that's worked, though, the Hulk.
Yeah, they've done it a
They
bunch.
started off with that Australian dude from Chopper. What's his name?
Eric Bana,
Eric Bana. He was number one. Wasn't thrilled about him as the Hulk.
not his fault.
It wasn't his fault.
Yeah.
It wasn't the best
Bad
movie.
script.
And then Ed Norton, pretty good as a Hulk.
Fan of Ed Norton.
I was like, okay, I could buy this. But then Mark Ruffalo, best Hulk. Best Hulk. I
agree.
believe him.
Me too.
I believe he's really a scientist.
Me too.
I
Mark
really
Ruffalo's a
believe he
beast.
really understands genetics, you know?
yeah, you gotta
And it
do
just-
that. Like
he's-
Christian Bale's the best Batman. You're talking about real actors.
I agree. Sorry, Ben Affleck. I agree.
How about
Yeah.
Michael Keaton was Batman? Who the fuck
Michael Keaton was a
casted?
good goddamn Batman.
How you gonna cast Michael
How
Keaton?
about this? George Clooney's Batman, too.
He's a fucking Mr. Steal Your Girl. I bought George Clooney. I brought.
Did you? I didn't buy it
Fuck
for
yeah.
a second.
Oh, when Jim Carrey was the Riddler, and then Tommy Lee Jones was Two-Face. Those
Yeah.
are the best Batmans. When they were like, "Oh, we need to make this more real," I'm like, "Fuck you." I liked Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr.
Who was?
Freeze.
Wait a minute. Who was the Riddler? Jim Carrey was the Riddler. Who was Batman?
George Clooney.
No,
Batman
kidding.
Returns, bro.
Wow. But Christian Bale's
Or
better.
Batman Forever. Sorry.
Christian
Christian Bale's
Bale's
a
the
better
best
Batman.
one.
It's too real.
Do you know Christian Bale was Batman only like 6 months after he was the Machinist?
That's insane.
Yeah.
When he got super
really
skinny.
insane.
He's
I mean,
such
he
a
was
beast
down
actor.
to like almost nothing. He was dying. He was eating like a can of tuna and an apple a day.
That's
You
insane.
know what kind of willpower you have to let your body literally rot away to this skinny thing for a movie? Just for a movie. You don't have anorexia. You don't have a disease.
Think how much you love the craft of acting to do that.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Everybody trying to be the Joker these days, though. That's like the big one.
Tony Hinchcliffe.
He's trying.
wants to be? He
Jared
wants to
Leto
be-
went Excuse me, Tony. Take a hike.
Tony wants to be the Joker. Yeah. Look, he went from that to that.
121 to 195.
That's all natural.
That's
right?
insane.
There was another movie in between, I think. But
Oh, there was?
Yeah, the Equilibrium. It said there's another picture here.
Dude, you're telling me
one.
that's not photoshopped at all on the left?
No, that's
No.
what he looked like.
No, that's what he really looked like.
That is so unhealthy.
Oh, dude, it takes years off your life. I mean, you're putting unbelievable stress
He's
on your
such a good
organs.
actor.
He's a beast.
He's English. You know that?
I thought he was Australian.
Is he?
I think he's English.
Is he?
I think so.
I thought
The
they were
best
all from
actors are
Australia.
English, bro.
A lot of them are Australian.
They'll throw you for a loop.
Jackman's
like Chris
Australian.
Hemsworth.
But Jackman, like as an actor, like Christian Bale,
Watch your words.
he does some stuff.
Wolverine?
No,
No.
look, I'm a fan. Don't get me wrong. But Christian Bale does some stuff like in American Psycho. Okay, that's another one.
Dude,
when
him
he was
as
in
a
the fighter,
fighter?
when he
What?
when he played Mickey Ward's brother,
Oh, my God.
dude.
He's up and down the whole time. 185, 121, 190, 135, 190, 145.
Him in Reign of Fire, he is bodied the fuck up.
Yeah, so he got down skinny again to play Mickey Ward's brother.
A meth addict, yeah.
Yeah, I forget Mickey Ward's brother, but his brother fought Sugar Ray Leonard.
Yeah.
This
and
was
like,
in between too. Rescue Dawn. I don't know.
I never saw that one.
Dude,
that
he's
fucking
such a beast.
That dragon movie was dope for one of them silly dumb movies.
which dragon movie?
He was in a dragon movie. What was the dragon movie he was in? Wasn't he in a dragon movie with Matthew McConaughey? It was in the
What?
future. Yeah, everybody had
Did
to
you
live
do
underground.
all the drugs?
Yeah, I did them all. They had to live.
That was it. Rain of Fire.
Oh, Rain of Fire.
With
yeah,
dragons?
Yeah, that's the dragon
I've never
movie.
heard that.
That's what Rain of Fire is.
Oh, damn.
There's a dragon movie. Yeah, Matthew McConaughey's jacked in that movie.
Oh, man.
Super jacked.
See, he got super skinny for Dallas Buyers Club when he had AIDS.
Yeah, he did it too. He's another one.
Yes.
See if you get a picture of Matthew McConaughey jacked.
Dude, I heard rumors about Tom Hardy. When
Shirtless. But Matthew McConaughey shirtless, Rain of Fire. See right there, that picture where he's got a vest on? Look how jacked he looks.
Damn.
Yeah, he was jacked for this
I've
movie.
never heard of that movie. Not mad at the outfits, though.
It's a dumb movie.
Is it? Is it
Yeah,
bad?
it's just
But
dumb.
so dumb it's entertaining.
It's silly, that these dragons fuck everybody up and,
Dude, remember how bad I used to hate on dragons till I watched Game of Thrones? I
Ah!
would clown on all you guys for watching dragons. I watched Game of Thrones. That dragon burns. Spoiler, you fucks. Been out for 9 years. And he burns that fucking frozen wall. I'm talking a standing ovation.
Yeah.
I was in the middle of my living room, slow clapping.
Those dragons are fucking scary.
The one turns into a fucking White Walker.
Yeah. Woo.
Make it
Yeah.
big hard.
They
It
better
ends
not-
and his eye just goes, and it's a White Walker eye.
Everybody who works on that show, listen to me. Don't ever cancel it. Just keep going.
It's over,
Just you're
bro.
never gonna do anything better than that.
know.
That's the greatest show of all time.
I know.
I don't know what you're thinking. Just write some new episodes. Figure out some new shit. It's the greatest show of all time.
They just rap.
no.
They rap.
No, they'll be back.
God damn, look at that, Mr. Steely Girl.
Damn, Matthew McConaughey jacked.
See,
He's jacked.
I feel like for me to get that skinny and thin, I would have to go on I'd have to get some role like Dallas Buyers Club and
Look at
pretend to
that
have
one
AIDS.
right above that. Right above that. Right
Bradley
above your
Cooper.
cursor. Right
Bradley
there.
Cooper.
Right there.
Someone different.
Oh, who's that?
That's
Bradley
Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper bodied
Another
up too,
dime piece.
son. Look at him.
But wouldn't you do all the steroids to play these roles?
I
Like
think
if they
you'd-
call me to be
Yes.
Batman, I'm like, yeah, all right, let me go down
Yeah.
to Gold's Gym, see what I can do.
Yeah, you would have to. You'd have to. You'd have to go on the carnivore diet, drop your body fat down.
Why wouldn't you though?
Yeah, intermittent fasting.
Yeah, just the
you'd
whole-
cryo every day.
Yes.
Yeah, you
It'd be
would
training camp.
get shredded.
Be training camp.
You would want to have that scene where you're putting on your fucking outfit and you're just fucking.
Oh, I'd be like, we need more scenes where I'm shirtless. You know how hard I work for this shit, man?
Deadpool shit.
Oh, Ryan
look at
Reynolds?
Deadpool.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds. Is that Ryan Reynolds? No,
Yeah,
that
that's
wasn't-
Blade.
that wasn't
That's
him.
Blade. Blade
That's
3.
right.
That's Ryan Reynolds in Blade 3.
But who's that guy?
Not this. This
See,
is just another guy.
That's
Oh, no.
that's next level. See, if that's what you got to try for. That's what you got to try for. No one ever tries for that.
Dude, chicks don't dig that though.
Shut
Other
in
dudes
your
dig that.
fucking
Other
mouth.
dude, we
Shut-
dig that.
Shut
you
your
ask girls, they're like,
fucking
no,
mouth.
I don't like
yeah,
fucking.
they say that because they're trying to make you feel better. Oh my god, I think it's so gross. I like guys that are soft like you. I like to grab your back and feel a fat. Look at Ryan Reynolds with his fucking
No, bro.
eight-pack.
No, bro.
Disgusto.
Not Ryan Reynolds.
Oh my god, get it away. I mean, I definitely don't want his dick in my mouth.
Eat up,
I
babe.
like
Eat
to
up.
feel a little belly fat on my nose.
Get a full rack of ribs. Now, fuck, in the shake. Watch it down with the shake.
I like a man who's just relaxed like me and doesn't want to do much. That's what I like. Please, dude. They're trying to make you
dude.
feel good.
No, bro,
They're trying to make
I'm
you
not
feel
fat.
good.
I'm pretty jacked. All I'm saying.
I'm not saying you are fat. We're both fat compared to that guy.
Dude, both of us are fucking Adele compared to that guy. I'm saying that's unrealistic. Like, no shit, that's too much.
Someone has body image issues.
No, I'm saying
You're
that's
like one
too
of them
much.
girls that complains about chicks with little waists and big tits. Oh my God, I have body image
Oh
issues.
no, I appreciate men more than people think I'm gay. I appreciate so
I have
many men.
body image issues because of these women that are unattainable. They have these unattainable
That's
bodies,
not
and it's
real.
fucked up. You're putting a standard on women.
That's not real.
Yeah. I had a
That
friend
made me
once.
sweat.
I had a friend once that said this. She was talking about someone's girlfriend. She's like, "Ugh, I just wish he had a real girlfriend, like a real woman." I go, "What are you talking about?" And she's like, oh, look who he's dating. It's a typical pretty girl with blonde hair and a nice body. Like, what? Why doesn't he have a real girlfriend? I go, what is a real
fuck's that
girlfriend?
mean?
That's so crazy. People are real people. Like, everyone's real. You're hating on someone because they're attractive.
It's not you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, why would you assume that she's not super nice and really friendly and really smart? Because you're prejudiced. Because you're just looking at her and deciding that you're hating.
Now, is she a dumbass? Probably, but doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? It does not matter. It's all right.
And even if
she might not
is,
be as smart as you.
How much is that? How much of that is her fault? This is as I've gotten older and wiser. Even when I meet dumb people, I'm like, how much of it is really their fault?
Maybe they're just not into that stuff.
Or maybe
They're
they
into
just
other
got a
stuff.
bad roll of the dice with life and with genetics and the whole ball of
Sometimes,
wax.
sometimes a bad roll of the dice is you're genetically gifted if you're a girl or a guy and you look super pretty and things
Yeah.
come easy to you. You never have to read a book or get balls deep into a sport or something
sure.
like that. And that's, to me, that can be a curse.
Yeah, dude, there's a curse to that because then things get easy.
Like you want your daughters, you don't want to be 10s.
Right.
You want them like 7s.
Strong
like
seven.
strong 7, where
Yeah.
like guys like there's certain guys types, but they still got to educate themselves.
Right.
You know, like you don't want to blow out asses and big titties. You want them just like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like you don't want Nicki Minaj as your daughter.
In that 10, the 10's a sprint. 7 is a ultra marathon.
Yeah, it's gonna be,
7
they have a
can
long
stay
road.
a 7 for many, many, many years.
It's all good,
Yeah.
especially like Asian or black.
Go
They
to the
last
gym.
longer. Yeah,
They could hang in there.
but they got to work for it. Like you don't
Yeah.
want to just give it to them. You know what I'm saying?
The problem with some 10s that go to 8s can't handle it.
But even when they're 8s, they're still hot. But in their mind,
but in their mind, they're not anymore, and they get
They're an
really
old
freaked out by it.
Testarossa.
But an old Testarossa, it was hot in the 80s.
they're so hot. They were 10s in the 80s.
This when they had the gated shifter.
Yes.
Remember that?
You drive one now, you're like, what the fuck is going on
So
here?
stupid.
It's a Fred Flintstone Ferrari.
Ka-clink,
You gotta-
ka-clink.
Do I have to get out and
Yeah.
do this? No.
But meanwhile, they're worth like $1 million or something
yeah,
stupid.
I tried buying one.
Yeah? Did
Yeah,
you?
I wanted one. I go in these weird fucking. I almost bought a DeLorean the other day.
I knew a lady who had an old Ferrari. She bought an old Ferrari. In like 2015, she bought like one that was the one from Magnum PI.
Oh, the 364.
Is that what it
GT?
is?
I think so.
It's a cool
360,
little
yeah.
car, but it was just always breaking.
That's a
You know,
bummer.
those things, they're just not going to, it's not, you can't drive across country in that car.
No, you don't
Not
want
if
those
somebody's
as a
been
daily
driving
driver.
it every year. Yeah.
They'd be fun though. I'd
Yeah,
love to have
dude.
a bunch of cars.
I would like to have a bunch of cars
You
too.
do have a bunch of cars.
Oh, yeah.
Don't jump into this conversation. I'm still hustling. Don't try. Hey, don't try
Hey, I'm
relating to me
hustling
on
too,
this,
dude.
You're fucking hustling your ass off,
Every
but you
day
have
I'm
all the
hustling.
cars.
I don't have all the cars. You know what I've been getting into, man? Old plain-looking BMW M3s, like an E46 M3.
Oh wow! All right, I'm down for that.
Stealth.
Dude, get an 8 Series with that V12.
Maybe, but
They
I'm
look
talking
like great
about old
whites.
cars. I'm talking about like a 2005.
Me too. That 8 Series, I'm talking like 1994, bro.
Oh, those are
V12.
gross. That's when the lights go up.
Yeah, that thing's sick.
I don't. That's where I draw the line when the lights go up. Can't do it, son.
Testarossa of the BMW. You like the 95 3 Series? Like when
Yeah.
they came in that canary yellow?
I did like those. I
Those
like
are
the ones
cool.
with the big wing on the back.
Yeah,
Remember
those
the
are cool.
M3 with the wing on the back.
Everyone loved those.
Tiny ass little car too, man. You go near those cars today, they don't make anything that small anymore, or not. No, BMW doesn't at least. Look at that.
Those white lights on the
That's-
side, so European.
That's a dope looking. That's an E36, right? That's an E36 BMW. Yeah. Google silver E46 BMW.
You thinking about getting one of those?
I'm thinking.
Out of all the cars?
I know, right?
Well, that's your
Because-
style, I guess.
Yeah.
Are you going to buy it to run into
Look
a wall
at
or
that.
something?
Look at that. I like that. You know what I like about that?
That's not a 95.
Yes, it's 2005. What I
No.
like about that, yeah.
That's not
That's an,
2005.
yeah, it is.
Is
That's an
it?
E46.
The back's different.
Yeah. No, that's what they look like. That's an M3. That's exactly what it looks like. I'm a fan of the model. It's a very plain looking car. But you know what some people do with those? They just juice the shit out of the engine and change the suspension. And the thing about it, it's a light, small car that like moves well. I think that car probably only weighs about 3,000 pounds. Like Google how much does a 2005 BMW M3 weigh?
Those old Porsches are light as fuck too, though, man.
Just Google how much does it weigh. What does it say? The weight?
I mean, we could go buy 10 of these right now, Joe.
No. 3,400 pounds. So that's pretty light in comparison to like a new one. I bet the new ones are 300 or 400 pounds heavier than that. That's a big deal.
The new ones are way faster.
Way faster.
Way faster.
Way faster.
Way cooler. Let's be real.
They take these and they put crazy engines in them.
Oh, they blow them out.
Juice them up. Because it's a smaller car.
That's one of the original like cars. I remember kids just fucking jacking up with a big exhaust on them. You buy the shirts.
Do you ever see a kid that spends so much money on a really shitty Accord and puts crazy...
Or a Civic? I'm like, bro, just because they sell it at Pep Boys doesn't mean you have to put it on the goddamn car. Why do you have all that shit all over the car?
What are you doing and why?
And it was so loud. I'm like, car's not even fast.
Yeah. It's... They have that horrible four-cylinder
drives
drone.
Me fucking nuts. Those kids thought they were so cool.
Well, I guess it's cooler than the car as it is. No, probably not even. Because what it is just transportation. You're supposed to just accept what it is.
It's peacocking.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, look at this. And the girls are like, again, you're not doing that for girls. You're doing it for dudes.
Exactly.
Other dudes like, oh, that's pretty cool. Girls like, what the fuck is that thing?
Yeah, look at that. Honda Civic.
Nothing makes my dick go limp like that, like a Civic.
They can make those things fairly fast, though, can't they?
Yeah, I just not into the SI ones you're talking about.
Yeah. What is that Ford Focus GT? Is that little tiny car that's supposed to go fast as fuck?
Yeah.
That's a tiny little car,
You want something
right?
like that, though. You want that Subaru WRX STI.
The Ford, yeah. How much does that thing weigh? That's a tiny little car, right?
That thing looks like shit.
It does. It does. 3,200 pounds is a tiny little car.
Bro, dude, you brought up 95 BMWs, Ford Focuses, and Civics.
Well, man, I have that white car, the white 911 RS.
Fuck yeah.
That car,
the
it
GT3
ruins me for everything else because it's so light. That car only weighs 3,000 pounds.
That thing's insane.
Ruins me for everything else.
Nothing else fun to drive?
Everything's fun. I love cars.
Different.
Then that thing is just a different animal. It's like the difference between like a dog and a cheetah. Like one of them is like dogs run pretty good. They do a pretty good job. But then you get a cheetah and you're like, Jesus.
But what if you got
not even a dog?
What if that's a weird. But what if you got a 911T? How light's a 911T? And then send it to Sharkworks just to blow the ass out the front.
Oh, one of the new ones you mean?
Yeah. That thing's light as fuck.
They're very light. Yeah, the 911Ts are. Yeah, I'm sure they could do something like that.
Yeah, because they don't even have. They don't have handle. They have nothing. They have no back seats. They're super light.
Yeah. What did they get them down to?
I forget, but
is it GT3 weights?
I want to say they're lighter, aren't they?
They have a GT3 touring package.
I want that thing.
Yeah, so it's GT3 without the crazy wing, and it just because most of the people are not taking them on a track. You're just driving a fast car around town.
I'm 35. I can have that thing.
So the GT
3200.
Is this the GT3 or is this the
That's
T?
the T.
3200. That's pretty goddamn light
For a Porsche?
Yeah. 0 to 60 for 3.4 seconds.
Yeah, but you can soup that fucking thing up.
Yeah. I wonder. What is the horsepower? What does it say? See what they're doing with that's the 370. That's not even the S engine.
No, man.
That's the regular engine.
They're all turbo now, though.
Go to 911 GT3 Touring. I bet that's just as light, but that's got like 500 horsepower.
Dude, that's my next ride, I think. I either want that or a McLaren, man.
Well, you have that GTS, which is a very fast car, too.
It's fucking great.
There was a big article about one of those recently.
I know. People, they say it's one of the best like daily drivers Porsches.
Wow, that's 3,100 pounds, son.
Bro, 500 power.
500 horsepower, 3,100 pounds. That thing must be amazing.
This is what I want to do. I want to get a Touring. I want to order it. And I want it in that mint green.
Look how pretty that is. They just nailed that shape. I love it's one of the more interesting things about cars is just the physical shapes, like what they've managed to like make iconic. Like the Porsche is such an iconic shape.
They don't need to do anything. They'll do little subtle changes to the back and the exhaust. That doesn't bother me.
Yeah, they just keep kind of tweaking it a little bit, but they keep that shape. Like every 911 looks like a 911. Like if you look at a 2019 Mustang, and then you look at a 1965 Mustang, you're like, how do I know this is the same thing?
I know.
You could barely tell this is the same thing.
Yeah.
But you could have a 911 next to, like, you could have that 964 that's like a 91 next to a 2019, and you can go, oh, I see. They're both 911s.
100%.
Yeah. That's the only car that I can think of like that. Because old Ferraris don't look like new Ferraris at all.
Not at all. I guess the new Challengers look like a little bit like the old Challenger.
Yeah.
A tad.
Yeah, they retroed it out a little bit.
Camaros, they're trying to go back to it.
Camaros did like a new take on it.
The newest ones even.
Look at that. Ooh, son. Come
RS,
on.
though.
That is a GT3 RS in all green.
Seinfeld gets like those and shit.
That's an amazing car, man. And that car's more than 500 horsepower. I
Oh,
think that
yeah,
thing's
the
got
RS.
520. And they're so light and
That
just
color is
designed for
sick,
track.
man.
You like that?
You think you're a dickhead for driving around town?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Well, I drive
lime green, of a lime green car that says GT3 RS on it.
Dude, mine says GTS and it's fucking hot orange.
You should only wear golf club shirts from exclusive golf clubs that no one could join.
If you drive
and
that.
and then have those loafers on with no socks. You just smell like aqua velva.
Just beating the shit out of everyone on the road.
You should smell like what's that? What is it called when you
Musk?
pass down money to your kids? They have one of those accounts. What are those
Trust
accounts?
funds?
Trust funds. Yeah, that's it.
Smell like
You
a
should
trust
smell like a
fund?
trust fund. I'll tell you what, man. All the handicaps you get in life, one of the biggest handicaps you get is a trust fund. There's something that happens to kids, at
With their
least
security?
most of the ones that I've ever heard of, not just security, but a large income just given to them by their parents.
Where they don't have to work on it?
Yes.
You know, I read a statistic the other day. It's like they're 400% more likely to die before the age of 40 when they have that much money.
Jesus
400%.
400%.
400%.
I know a couple people that have had one of those deals where they had one of those.
And did you like them?
No, they were
They
a mess.
fucking suck.
I felt sad for them.
Oh, I know.
They felt like they weren't really done. Like if you're an egg and you still got that gooey stuff on top, it's like it's not quite done. Rich kids are counting on inheritance to pay for retirement. Well-off young people, hold on. Where are you going? Well-off young people say they need money from relatives and friends to guarantee their golden years stay golden. What? See, that's just clickbaity.
No, that's some
That's just
bullshit.
some clickbaity shit.
Yes, I just saw this article the other day. You guys just mentioned it. It's like 63% of them or something.
Oh, 63% of affluent children between the ages of 18 and 22 say financial stability retirement will depend on inheriting money.
Yeah.
You know, it's just that's one of the things that Tim Kennedy said when he was on the podcast. He said, hard times make hard men make easy times make soft men. And
Preach, Tim Kennedy.
To preach.
But what do you do with your kids? Like my kids growing up
Martial
in Santa
arts.
Monica.
Martial arts.
For the girls, you think
Yep.
they're going to be balls deep in martial arts
Just-
so they're like in 9th grade?
No. Just to get, I think you got to get a certain amount of like actual hard work in your
You think
life.
martial arts is going to do that for them?
I think there's something to it. There's something to like valuing goals and to working towards things and then being in difficult situations.
Well, you could
Most
say
kids,
sports, though.
Sports, yes.
Sports in general.
Yes, for sure. I think all sports. But
Yeah.
I think
I'd
martial
include
arts
martial
in
arts in
particular,
sports.
it's more personal. Like when someone strangles you, when someone gets your back and then sinks that fucking body triangle on you and you're fighting it off and then they get you and you have to tap, that's very personal.
You'll get
And-
humbled for sure.
Right, but most people don't deal with those kind of things in life. I think the experience of dealing with those things in life is very valuable because you can relax more. You can relax more. You know, there's some people
Confidence.
yeah, well, it's not just that. You've experienced bad things. Bad things in terms of like bad defeats, losses, getting smushed, having to tap. There's a lot of people that have never. Like, how many times you ever rolled with a guy that never rolled before? And the moment you start rolling with him, you get him on his back and they start hyperventilating,
yeah.
panicking.
Yeah.
They panic because they've never been there before.
Professional football players, basketball players I've rolled with, and they get down, they're like, oh, shit. I'm
Oh
like,
no,
yeah, man.
they realize they can't get up, and then you start closing the gap on them.
Here's the problem with my only problem with martial arts. If you're just going to go down that road, is when you're in that dojo, where the fuck you're doing the martial arts. When they leave, they know that's there and not many people have seen it, right? Like if you and I are rolling and we don't know each other and you tap me out, I leave there. Not too many people see it. The other class might see it. When you're in professional sports and we're playing basketball or football and the game's on the line and I get embarrassed because I dropped the ball or I whiffed and struck out and the entire audience sees it and I have to deal with that and then come back from it and be like, all right, I can deal with this, man. I fucking struck out. I play a game next week.
Right.
I got to go through class. People are going to make fun of me. I'll figure this out. To me, that builds a little something different.
Yeah, it's also teamwork, right? That's a big part of life.
Yeah,
big part of life is being able to work with
yeah.
other people.
Yeah.
Being able to perform under pressure.
But also facing that adversity and knowing, because if you tap me out, when I go to school, no one knows that.
That's
it's
true.
whatever. When my class knows I threw an interception, I'm like, fuck, Schaub threw that interception, man. Monday,
true.
everyone's like, dude, what happened? You're like, I know. Wait till Friday. We'll see what happens Friday.
Oh. Yeah, Bill Buckner had to leave Boston.
You have to go and like fucking...
He had to go into hiding.
Yeah.
The ball went between his legs. Everybody freaked out. Dude, I remember people walking around. Dude, people were walking around the neighborhood while that was like
Trying to
fucking
find him.
kicking the snow and angry. They were just so angry. People were leaving their houses. It was like there was reports of it all over
Dude.
Boston that people would just slam. They couldn't deal with it anymore. They would just slam the car, the front door rather, and just walk out into the street. Be like, what the fuck?
Just to
Everybody
talk
out
to
there
someone.
smoking, looking at each other like, how the fuck did he drop that ball?
Dude,
Imagine you'd be that guy.
tragic.
Look, all of it is rough. I think sports are definitely great for kids, for anybody developing, even for adults. I think they're good. I think competition's good. The problem with people is they get nervous about trying new things or doing things. And I think one of the things that gets you over nerves is having done difficult shit before.
Yeah.
And one of the things about jiu-jitsu is that's such a claustrophobic feeling. Like when you're locked up in a triangle and you're just trying to get like a hand in there to protect you, just try, and you're feeling the squeeze and you're like, fuck, I might have to tap, and you try and you make your way out of it. That being able to do that in your life, like knowing I've been in a bad spot before, knowing someone's been on top of me before and I didn't think I'd get up. I think it's a very valuable thing for people to experience. And I think it's a good thing for people to learn. Like if you could start out as a white belt and just deal with that stuff that you get up until like blue belt and purple belt, where you start developing some skills and putting some taps down. If you can get through that, man, you can get through anything. A guy who can get to purple belt or a girl who can get to black belt or brown belt, those people, that man, that woman that can get that far, they can do a lot of shit.
Goddamn, bro.
That a lot of people can't do.
For sure.
For sure.
For sure.
I think giving your kids that opportunity is a massive thing. You know, and I know your kid's gonna learn how to fight. How the fuck is your kid not gonna learn how to
it's an
fight?
issue. Already, because I watch a lot of fighting. So when I come in the house, right when I get home today, because he sees all the fighters, boxers, and UFC guys, they fight with their shirts off. When I walk in, he goes, "Papa, Papa." He takes his shirt off and goes, "Papa, Papa." I'll show you video of him hitting mitts. I'm like, I don't know what to do.
Encourage him.
Yeah,
let him do
kind
it. But
of.
don't you tell him not.
Yeah.
You don't have to fight, son.
He only does it with
Daddy
me.
made good.
Yeah, he only does it with me.
Daddy's got a
you won't do it
goddamn
with
hit
anyone else.
podcast. You're not getting hit in the head.
No, yeah, Daddy's touring. Daddy's on the road. Daddy's
Daddy's
on the road.
selling out.
Yeah, Daddy's selling out. Yeah.
But like, you seen Eddie Bravo's kid do martial arts?
Yeah, beast.
Dude.
You seen Henner's?
I haven't.
That motherfucker's on a teddy bear. Henner just posted he's on a teddy bear doing like
Arm bars on
and,
teddy bears.
And he's
Eddie does
a little
drills
over
with
my-
his kid. He posts videos of drills he does with his kid. His kid is learning the system.
I think that's good.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
His kid's going to be an assassin. You know what kind of jiu-jitsu Eddie Bravo's kid's going to have?
Pretty gnarly.
Because he's around his kid all the time. Like, Eddie is a diligent father.
Yes.
He loves
Love that
being a
about
dad. He
Here-
loves
here's
it.
Henner's little boy.
Henner's kid. He gets the mount. Look at this shit.
Look at him.
That is hilarious. He takes the back. Look at that.
He's like 2.5, I want to say.
That is hilarious. This kid is taking the back at 2.5. That is so funny.
Crazy horse, get on his back.
This is hilarious.
And he has the best teacher in the world.
Of course. Yeah. That's amazing.
No one explains it better than Henner.
I think Henner, too, this is like his biggest pupil in terms of jiu-jitsu. I mean, obviously, Ronda Rousey was his most famous pupil. Look at that armbar that kid's got. That's
Ronda had an
amazing.
armbar before she got there.
She did, exactly. But Brian Ortega has everything. He's got everything. He can choke you, he can take your back, he can fight you off his back.
Brian came in there and didn't know anything.
Yeah.
He was a tough gang member wannabe. Well, I shouldn't say wannabe. He was a tough gang member from the streets. Couldn't afford it, so Henner took him under his wing.
That's amazing.
And now he's one of the, he's the number one
That's
featherweight
amazing.
in the world, not named Max Holloway.
That's amazing. Yeah,
Such
it's
a cool story.
Henner's such a good instructor, man. I love listening to him talk
Dude.
too. He's so enthusiastic. He's like contagious, you know, like he does those videos online.
If you could sell anything.
We're gonna make watermelon juice, guys.
Like, oh,
come
shit.
on, this is what we're gonna do. You're like, okay,
Dude.
watermelon juice.
I've had a lot of coaches since I was a very young kid, and I've never had anyone as far as like a better coach than Henner Gracie.
Wow,
I know, man.
they're from the source, man. I mean, think about that.
Yeah, but there's
Their
a lot
dad's
of those guys from the source, but they're not Henner, and all those guys are great. But as far as like as far as egos and just being like a cool, like you can hang out with Henner anywhere, and he's like a great time.
That's awesome.
And he knows a thing or two about everything. Like he's like, do you say surfing? And he has a black belt in surfing. You know, fruit. He knows sushi.
Didn't he open up
everything.
his own place now? He has his own jiu-jitsu place.
Yeah, they left his dad's place. They went right up the street. Now him and his Huron.
Huron.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, so they
Where's
shut
that
down
at?
that, and it's right up the street. It's still in Torrance, very close. The facility's ridiculous.
Is the old place still open? Ryan's place? Or do you have to go down?
I'm not sure. I don't know the details on that, but I know Henner and Huron are doing their own thing now, and they're killing it.
That's awesome.
Killing it.
Yeah, dude, it's very lucrative in Southern California. Think about how many jiu-jitsu schools.
Especially if Henner and Huron.
Top of the food chain.
But as far as business mind, too, that's what makes Henner so special. His business mind is insane.
Yeah.
He started the Gracie University. That was all his concept.
Is it really?
He came up with that.
Well, listen,
They
for
own all
someone who
that.
lives in the middle of the country, that's a great thing. I mean, it's not as good as being instructed by him.
Of course not.
But if you live in the middle of the country and you don't have access to other instruction, that is a great
Snowed
thing.
in Wyoming or some shit, and you can
Oh,
go
yeah.
online.
Is that a real place? Snowed in Wyoming?
Well, if you're snowed in.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Sounds like a
It's
town, though.
it
Sounds like a
does.
nice place.
It does, like a ski resort.
I know.
It's
Snowden? You ever been to Snowden?
Oh, yeah, we go to Snowden every year with the McGraws.
I love Snowden.
Yeah, we fly.
Snowden.
We fly together. We drink cocktails. It's amazing. Snowden. We're going to Snowden. I'm going to wear my fur. I don't care. I'm wearing my fur for PETA.
It sounds like a legit place.
Yeah, it does. Have you ever been to Wyoming?
I've been to Wyoming. Yeah.
Dude, I just
Drove
went to
through there.
Idaho for the first time. I was just in
How was that?
Boise.
Oh, you met the Black Rifle guys. Matt Best.
Great guys.
How great is he?
They're all great.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
Good
were
dude.
awesome.
Did you
Yeah.
go hunting with them or no?
No. No.
Hunt with those motherfuckers.
Okay.
They hunt humans, but yeah.
Hey, that's not what I want to do.
I'm just saying, if you can hunt humans, you can hunt fucking elk or...
Yeah, a lot of those guys who used to hunt humans become hunters. It helps them sort of cope with society.
They also have, have a special skill set.
Yeah, there's a
Where
little bit
they're
of
very
that.
good with the guns.
Not even with just guns. A lot of them get into bow hunting, in fact.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of them.
I figured you and Matt would get along.
Yeah, great guy.
Great guy, right?
Yeah, and their coffee's badass, man. It's delicious shit.
I got my own coffee coming out.
I know.
with them.
That's what I heard, kid.
I know.
Black Rifle Coffee, Brendan Schaub version. What are they calling it? The Big,
Big Brown
Blend?
Coffee. Big Brown Coffee. It's my own brand.
How about Big Brown Blend?
I like that, too. It's the Big Brown Coffee Co.
I like that, too.
Via
Big Brown Coffee
Black
Co.
Rifle,
Ooh,
yeah.
Nice. Your own brand?
I know.
Damn, son.
I know, man.
Branching out.
I know.
You like, what are those things?
Entrepreneur,
Yeah.
I guess.
Like a fucking boss businessman type
What's
character.
up, man?
Fuck.
What's up, dog?
Yeah.
But Idaho was nice.
Dude.
They said the show was fucking great.
It was really fun. It was a big ass place.
Is big
It's
theater down
beautiful
there?
outside that. Yeah. It's where the UFC is. UFC's there in July.
What card is that?
That's Junior Dos Santos versus.
Dude,
He's
totally
fighting
forgot
that
he's still
Russian
fighting.
character. Who's he fighting? That
Volkov?
guy. Yeah, no, not Volkov. No,
That's a
the
good
dark
fucking
horse.
fight.
Forgot about Volkov.
I
Volkov's
know.
the darkest of dark horse. What's that?
Ivanov.
Ivanov. Isn't he? Wasn't he the guy that was the Bellator champion at one point in time?
No, that's Volkov, bro.
No, but I think he was first. So go, yeah, Blagov,
Blagov Ivanov.
Ivanov, yeah, Blagoy Ivanov. I think he was. Just Google him. I think he was. He was either a World Series of Fighting champion. Might be that.
I think you're right on World Series. That's not Bellator's, is it?
Maybe World Series of Fighting. Let's see.
Oh, he's World Series. You're right.
Yeah,
He's World Series.
of Fighting. Yeah, he's a tough motherfucker. That guy has a crazy story too. He was stabbed and he almost died. See if you can find that story. It's a crazy story.
God, they're doing Junior no favors.
He was stabbed, I think, more than once. I'm pretty sure this is the guy. But just Google his name and stabbed.
You sure you're not talking about Darren Till?
No, Darren Till as well.
He got stabbed
Lee Murray
as
as well.
Everybody can stab.
Yeah, a lot of people got stabbed.
Everybody can stab.
But I think he got stabbed. Yeah, he got stabbed in the heart.
God
Yeah.
damn.
No, I'm serious. Yeah.
Let me see
Bellator's. You see, he did fight in Bellator too. Ivanov
Dude.
reportedly stabbed in the heart, clinging to life support. Right. Yeah, so this was like 2011. What year was this?
2012.
See,
He's
my
World
memory
Series of Fighting champion.
is
though.
so good with shit that I shouldn't even know. Yeah, he got stabbed in the heart. So he fought for Bellator, and then he went over to World Series, and now he's in the UFC. And his first fight is Junior Dos Santos.
Damn.
No, that's not his first fight. No, I feel like he's fought already in the UFC.
No way. That's his
No?
first fight.
Is it?
Blank. It's blank here.
Okay,
That's
so I
his
must
first
be,
fight for sure.
I must be thinking about
Yeah.
the World Series of Fighting.
Yeah, that's his first fight. Because he fought Josh Copeland, World Series.
He's a tough motherfucker, this guy, though. Very tough.
Tough. It depends what junior we get, you know?
Right. And this is Junior that also had a USADA scare. Something happened with him, but then they let him off the hook, right?
We never hear, right? To me, that's the problem with USADA is they go, this guy flagged, but then if they get, proven innocent, there's no big write-up, there's no big announcement. Like, there should be a fucking
Maybe he
siren
didn't get
that
proven
goes off.
innocent. Maybe it was, wasn't it a diuretic or something like that?
Yeah, it was diuretic.
Maybe he didn't get proven innocent. I mean, when was the last time he fought? Maybe he just
It's been
hasn't.
a fucking grip.
Was it Stipe?
Yeah.
That was Stipe was
Stipe.
last fight. How long ago was that?
May of last year.
It was a good fight.
So how much time do you get suspended?
It depends what you're but 6 to 12 months, right? Depending what you took.
Right, but if you're going to take a diuretic, is it the same as taking juice? Like if you took a
No.
steroid, you get longer, right?
Yeah.
It's all weird, man. It's almost
It's super
almost,
confusing,
It's almost
right?
like what they say about the Tour de France. Tour de France. Notice how I pronounce it like Brian Callen
Dude, I
would?
appreciate that.
Tour de France.
Tour de France.
They say that it's healthier actually to do that with drugs than it's to do without drugs. It's so brutal on your body that when they
Tour de
take
France?
yeah, and when
Don't
they
you think fighting's the same way?
Yes.
Like, it's so taxed on your body?
Yeah, that was my point. Yeah, I mean, I really do. But I don't want to. I wouldn't want everybody to say they have to be on it. Like everybody has to be on it. I wouldn't want. I mean, that seems like
Maybe we shouldn't do it if you have to do
Junior
that.
Dos
Right?
Santos admits he's still scared of USADA. I won't say it doesn't bother me. I wonder what the actual
He was flagged, but he was proven
Innocent.
That's
Oh.
insane. Because there's no huge announcement about it.
see that's dangerous, right? Because if I mean, how long did he get sat out for?
It was months, it said, and then he hasn't fought since then. He almost fought again right after.
See, but you're
lost
guilty.
his
It's like
TK.
if a girl accused you of sexual assault, right off the bat, if that goes on Twitter, you assume guilty.
Yeah.
With these guys, it's he's a drug user. But then I had no idea he was.
Yeah,
Good to go. I had no fucking clue.
I know. I saw the announcement that they were making that fight. And I went, "Oh yeah, oh he's back."
He's back.
Who was he supposed to fight though? He was supposed to fight someone else, and it got rescheduled. I believe. Am I wrong
Francis
about that?
Ngannou, no? It's Francis, right?
Oh Jesus, he was supposed to fight Francis. Oh, it was in
It's a
September.
motherfucking fight. Oh my god. The one thing I wish the UFC would do better, or even this isn't the UFC, but it'd be great if they did, is announce when a guy's vindicated, when he's good to go.
Yes.
I need a fucking celebration like it's their birthday, so
right.
they're good to go. The other thing is when guys retire. Like so many guys retired, like let's do something for them, man. Like a guy like Rashad Evans, UFC Hall of Famer, one of the best guys to ever do it. Great dude. He put the UFC on the map. Let's do something, man.
What should they do for him?
I need fucking something.
A celebration of his career.
I need something, man. You
Yeah.
just can't go, yeah, thanks for the times. Here's a tweet. I don't feel like that's right. Not for everyone, but for a guy like Rashad, we need something.
Won
man.
the Ultimate Fighter. Won the light heavyweight title.
Think of his rivalries with fucking
John Jones.
Quentin Rampage Jackson. He being two tough fighters to ever fight. Like
Yep.
he's had some crazy times,
Yeah.
man.
It's funny, man. Fighters, people think about you as, your fights you have late in your career. They forget the crazy fights that he had earlier in his career.
Oh my God! See, I think the ones that he was doing these past 4 or 5, which were tough to watch. I don't think of Rashad like that.
Yeah, he's a different guy, and there's something that happens to fighters or to human beings when they don't want to do it anymore. And I mean, I think it happens with every job. But if you don't want to do it anymore and you're a printer, it's not like if you don't want to do it anymore and you're a fighter.
Correct.
So if you don't want to do it and you're a fighter and you kind of half-ass it and you're in there with a guy,
Smith?
like Glover Teixeira,
Yeah.
like Anthony Smith. I mean, he's in there against dangerous guys that are trying to kill him.
Hungry Lions, man.
Yeah, it's a bad place to be. It's a bad place to be. You got to be all in this.
But it's not a sad thing because, like that ridiculous safety for the Seahawks is retiring because he had some neck issues. He tried to figure out he's a pro baller. And he retired after 8 years. I went, damn, 8 years, that's a good run, man. I like how long has Rashad been fighting? That's a fucking run, man.
Dude, he won
That's a
season
run- season 2
as a heavyweight.
The heavyweight.
Yeah. Remember he fought Brad, what was his name?
Brad Imes.
Brad Imes, that's right.
And then remember his fight after that with Sean Salmon?
Ooh, that
and
head
Dana,
kick.
Dana was giving him a stink eye because the fight was boring, and then just tack and fucking.
Yeah.
Remember when he knocked out Chuck Liddell? That was like
Oh,
the
yeah.
first, and
Dude.
he did this to his heart.
Yep.
I remember
he knocked him out with one punch.
Dude, the special, when I think about Rashad, he was so special to me in my career because he was like in our camp and he was like the guy. When he won the belt, I remember he was training with us, won the belt and came back. And it was the first time where like he would speak truth to us because at the time I had a girlfriend. I was super in love with her. I didn't want to leave and go to training camp, all this stuff. He's like, dude, how old are you? I tell him, he's like, I'm telling you, it's going to be different, man. You got to make decisions now based off this. And he would just drop knowledge about the professional life of fighting. And I remember when he won the belt, he was sitting down. He came back like a week after training. And I go, dude, fucking crazy. Did you just feel like out of this world? He goes, I feel the exact same, man. Nothing feels different. I feel the exact same. He goes, it's cool. And you want this goal and you achieved it. And I have the belt. And he goes, back to work, man. He goes, I thought I'd feel completely different. He goes, got to get better. Now I got to get better. He goes, nothing. I feel just like you do, man. I felt right before I won the belt.
He fought Machida when Machida was Machida. Remember
Machida.
that? Dude, there was a time for a couple of years where Machida was just putting it on people.
Scariest
man.
guy in the UFC for a while.
He was such a weird guy to fight, man, because he'd be like doing this with you.
Nightmare.
He'd be doing all this weird movement, and then he would blitz in on you.
Nobody knew what to
With
do.
knockout power, man. That in his last fight with Vitor, like, good lord.
That was one of the best knockouts ever.
See, pull that up. Pull that Lyoto Machida KOs Vitor Belfort.
And now he's in Bellator. Bellator making some waves, son.
Getting saucy over in Bellator, right?
getting
How
saucy.
saucy? How saucy thing he's gonna get?
Dude, whatever Vitor's on.
I think Bruce Lee type saucy.
Fuck yeah.
He's gonna look like Ryan Gordon.
Dude, how about
sit right here.
he
Let me see
knocks
this
him out
here.
and how he's almost too respectful.
Boom. Oh, he knew,
Look at
man.
this.
He
He just-
knew. I mean, he was out cold.
I'd almost rather have you
Look at
celebrate
that.
my knockout.
I know, right? Look at that.
Douche!
Doom.
Like, this is embarrassing. This makes it more embarrassing.
Hands on.
Hands on the hip.
Yeah.
And then
And
bowed to him while his fucking
his-
eyes rolled back.
Yeah. Damn.
And then I guess the
One
UFC
more time, I wanna see that
wanted
again.
to work with him a little bit, but he just went to Bellator because he goes, USADA is way too strict, man. I'm out.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Let's see. Can we see it in real time? Oh, they only have it here. Look at this, man. Look how he fakes that in. Boop. Boom. One more time. So what's interesting is like Vitor always would talk about standing square. You know, when I first started trading at Carlson Gracie's in 1996.
Old school.
It was before Vitor made his UFC debut. That's when I first started jiu-jitsu, and Vitor
Goddamn.
was 19.
The
And
phenom.
He was always talking about, oh, here it is in real time. Look how he moves, man. Lyoto's so sneaky. Look at that. That is phenomenal. Give me that one more time, son, in real time.
Then he gets down on his knees.
Look at
and
but look at
bows.
Machida, the way he's moving here. So sneaky. I mean, he didn't even see that coming. He's looking at these crazy hand movements.
Dude, and,
That's
remember before this, he beat Andrews, who's a big up-and-comer football player at Alabama.
Yep.
He beat him, starched Vitor, and went,
Yep.
I'm out.
yeah.
Now he's at Bellator. You get Roy McDonald, Gegard Mousasi. There's some fun fucking
Well,
fights
I think he
over
sent his brother over there to test the waters. Like, tell me how many
Chinzo,
times
what you
they
think,
make you
Doug?
pee.
Yeah, let me know. How's that going, bro?
What kind of testing they
Get
got
that
over there,
Ryan
son?
Bader rematch. There's some cool fights over there.
Oh
for him.
yeah, especially if they let him get saucy.
I mean,
He's 40 years old.
dude, I
Come
think the other
on.
scary thing about Bellator is that DAZN, whatever the fuck they're gonna call it, is giving them. They gave them a 9-figure deal.
Who?
You haven't heard about this DAZN deal?
I don't know what you're saying. DAZN?
DAZN.
What is that?
It's their streaming service. So now they signed with them. So now Bellator, you remember how they had tape delays? Now you can stream it digitally you get that now.
For
High
free?
quality. I think you have to pay for it. Just like
How much?
I don't know.
But you can stream it on your phone.
Their first one's going to be free. Their first like welterweight big fight is going to be free.
Everybody wins in Bellator deal with days into stream live events. So think about who they got, right? Okay, they got Gegard, who his people just contacted me. I'm going to get Gegard Mousasi on the podcast.
Love it. He's fighting Roy McDonald.
Yep. So they got Gegard, they got Roy McDonald, two absolute world-class fighters. Absolute world-class. Top of the food chain. Maybe the best 185 and the best 170 in the world. Certainly in the argument, right? Then,
100%.
look, Ryan Bader's never looked better. He
He's in the heavyweight tournament right
He
now.
may not ever beat John Jones, but he's never looked better. You know what I'm saying?
Phenomenal.
I mean, he looks fucking incredible. When he knocked out King Mo,
He could be heavyweight champion.
He could be heavyweight
and he's
champion.
light heavyweight champion right now.
and who knows, man? Maybe him going up to heavyweight would be better for him. I mean, maybe he doesn't have to cut weight. Maybe he could fight more.
True.
I mean, especially as an older guy
Well,
in his 30s.
If he can beat Mitrione, that says a lot.
Well, he's really gotten better and better and better.
His
He's
striking's gotten
never stopped
phenomenal.
getting better.
Yeah.
Then, of course, you got Paul Daly, one of the most exciting motherfuckers in any weight division, who's got a nuclear missile for a left hand.
His
And
last
then you
fight
got
was tough, but yeah.
Michael Venom Page.
Phenomenal.
Who did Paul? Well, Paul Daly's last fight with Fitch was brutal, man. That's
Fitch is going to Fitch, though,
okay,
bro.
but why make that fight?
That's what I'm saying. Why do
make
that fight? What are we doing here?
Why would you diminish
Fitch
Daly?
is going to Fitch, bro.
And why would you diminish Daly? Like in terms of like
He was
his
upset.
marketability after the Larkin fight, so he KOs
agree.
Larkin, who Larkin I always felt like was a dark horse at 170, especially after he fucked up Neil Magny.
Smoked Neil Magny.
I was like, dude, this guy is
And then
something.
bounced.
He's got a lot of weird skills, man. Larkin's got a weird way of moving. He's got that oblique kick that he does to the body.
But then he struggled in Bellator. He came over there, his fight with Lima. Lima's a motherfucker, so he
Lima
struggled
beat
with
him.
him.
Lima beat him, but it was close.
He lost 2 in a row.
And then he got KO'd. Yeah. See, man, you're in a
Then he won his last
slugfest. You're in a slugfest with Paul Daly, dude. That dude has
bad
got
idea.
something crazy in his left hand.
But
That
you know
left
they're
hand.
doing Paul Daly, Michael Venom Page next.
Ooh. Paul Daly signs new Bellator contract, accepts Joe Schilling's call out. Oh, Jesus. Joe Schilling
Not in
versus
MMA,
Paul
right?
Daly
Not
in
in
MMA.
MMA.
Yes, Joe Schilling. Schilling's fighting MMA now. Paul Daly's not taking anybody down. They're going to stand, son. That's interesting.
If it was a kickboxing match, I'd be more excited.
But do you think Paul Daly's going to try to take him down after all the shit he talks about guys taking him down? I don't think there's
I don't think he'll
a
take
chance
him
in hell.
down. Yeah.
I don't think there's a
I'd rather
chance in
see
hell.
Joe Schilling fighting kickboxing. One of the
Yes.
best kickboxers in the world. MMA's tough for him.
He wants to fight MMA now. That's
Then
what he's doing.
I'll watch it.
Here's
I'll tune
the problem.
in for sure.
The problem that Joe's been having is they don't give him enough money in kickboxing. Bellator
That's a problem.
kickboxing, even, it's just not materializing.
Because he's not with Glory anymore, right?
He's Bellator.
Yeah, I know, but he was in Glory, or no?
Right. Yeah. He was in Glory, and then he came over to Bellator a couple years ago, and he's fought well. He's
I
had
loved
some great
watching him
fights.
fight. Yeah, I loved watching him
But-
fight kickboxing.
For whatever reason, Bellator kickboxing just does not have the appeal.
Kickboxing
Bellator-
doesn't have the appeal.
But it's crazy to me, man. I do not understand. I do not understand.
Really?
I do not understand.
I do.
If
I wa-
boxing is popular, how is kickboxing not popular?
I don't know. I watch boxing. I'd much rather watch that than kickboxing.
Did you watch Rico Verhoeven's last fight?
Sure did.
Fucking, that was amazing.
It was cool.
against.
I'm not stopping my plans
Ben
for it, though.
Sadiq.
You're not stopping your Friday night for it.
I would if I didn't have shit to do.
I know, but yeah, if I have shit to do.
We've done Glory Fight Companions.
Have we?
Yeah, I did a Glory Fight Companion with Joe Schilling, and who else did it?
I was in here.
Well, listen, you would have been here.
True. I never
pre-
miss Fight Companions.
You're gonna make fun of the things I love, like I made fun of your soccer. I see what
There
you're
you
doing.
Full
You're coming
circle.
down on me,
Full circle, sir. I got to find something.
dude. I love kickboxing.
No,
man.
I enjoy kickboxing. I think Glory puts out the best product. I think Glory's phenomenal.
I'm actually bummed out that Lion Fight is not on Access TV anymore.
Yeah.
They lost their deal with Access TV.
well, if you had done Fight Companions for Lion Fight, it'd probably still be around.
I think
so.
we did one. No.
No.
I think we only did Glory.
Come on, bro.
Fight Companion for Glory. Bam. That's right. Eve Edwards and Joe Schilling. Son.
2016.
Son. I would have done it since then. Just didn't have time, man. Okay?
It's because it's kickboxing.
I still love it.
but you would
Shut
shut
up.
fucking down for,
Well, we only did one Bellator, too. We only done one Bellator ever.
What was that? That was a big Bellator.
Yeah, who was that? Who was fighting? It was all KOs and submissions.
It was an amazing
It's an
night.
amazing card.
Shane Carwin fight.
No, Shane hasn't
Come on,
fought.
bro.
How dare you? You
God
shut your
damn it,
mouth.
Jamie.
Jamie's
You
like,
fucking- you
who's
took an L
better,
on that
Dr.
one.
J or LeBron? You fucking dork. How dare you, Shane Carwin. Shane Carwin's
Car-
never fought in Bellator.
Ever.
You son
You
of
know
a
better
bitch.
than this.
You son of a bitch.
The wrong name came to my head.
Shane Carwin.
I apologize.
God, I'm trying to think who the fuck was. It was a big Bellator. It was and me and Eddie did it. It was a phenomenal night.
Was it Fedor Mitrione?
It's 198, but it's not
Who was it? Fedor Frank Mir?
Frank Mir.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Bombs
Yeah.
on bombs on bombs.
Yeah, Fedor Frank Mir was chaos.
Yes, that was
Yeah.
a good night.
Frank Mir, I really appreciate that guy. I appreciate the way he thinks and talks about fighting too. And one of the things he said is like, remember Fedor hip tossed him, slammed him on his back, and he said he just got up and just wanted to swing at him. His ego got the best of him, and that wasn't the plan. The plan wasn't just recklessly abandon and
No, why
engage
would
on
you
him.
do that with Fedor?
Yeah.
But he almost beat him.
He almost beat him.
He had him wobbled.
Well, this is the thing. I think Fedor gets you into his groove. Like he did that with Arlovsky. He's done it with a lot of people. He gets you into his groove, and then he cracks you with something.
Game over.
He's done it to Brett Rogers. But I think that I was curious to see how that fight was taking place because in the beginning Frank was catching him.
He caught him,
Frank,
and then rushed in. But Frank also said ring rust is real. Like he's like, dude, I needed the experience. Like I haven't felt that kind of like nerves and stuff going to a fight in a long time. Like it's been a long layoff for me. He's like,
how long had he been off? 2 years?
2 years. He's like, I just need to get back in there.
Yeah, it would have been nice if they
Josh
gave him
Barnett's supposed to sign with him.
with Bellator.
Scott Coker's on the phone with Barnett, and they've worked together before, so you know that boy Barnett gets in there.
Yeah, Mario Batali's in the kitchen right now making some sauce. he's chopping up some basil and some garlic.
Fucking Barnett, for their heavyweights, it's trouble.
Get saucy.
Dude.
Let him get saucy.
Barnett saucy against Ryan Bader.
Well, who do they have? They have Bader. They have
Chael Sonnen.
Chael Sonnen. Frank Mir. Remember when Josh stopped Frank Mir? I didn't realize how good Josh is.
Josh is a nightmare.
He's a nightmare.
Remember we beat the brakes off Roy Nelson?
Beat the shit out of him for 5 rounds.
Beat the shit out.
And showed some serious cardio. Some serious cardio to do that for 5 rounds. Yeah, Josh is a nightmare for all those dudes.
Oh, he's phenomenal.
Yeah, he might be Bellator heavyweight champion.
He could.
Especially if you let the man sleep in, you know what I'm saying?
Honk. Why wouldn't you?
Oh, just trust his
Don't
pee.
hate on him,
Just
man.
look at it. It's all yellow and
He's older,
healthy.
Older with just skills for days.
Leave him alone. Yeah, that's the problem. When those old dudes get a hold of that juice, they got all that those years and years of learning and experience, and then all of a sudden their body starts moving like a young man's body again. That's why TRT Vitor was so fascinating.
He might go over to Bellator. I wouldn't be surprised if. Well, he might sign with Ryzen, but he might go to Bellator
But
too.
if he goes
even
to
Bellator for
Bellator-
Vitor is like he's like, dude, you know you guys test a little bit. I don't even want that. Like Bellator's test is too strict for me. I don't want that.
Well, that was one of the things that that Gegard Mousasi was talking about guys fighting him. Who was he bringing up that he would need extra testing from? He was just talking about this. Gegard was just talking about this. Like somebody
At 205 or 85, do you remember?
Well, he at 85. Who was it? Machida. That's right.
Oh, well,
Machida.
yeah.
He was. That's right because he lost a decision to Machida
true.
over in Bellator. He wants extra drug testing for Lyoto Machida if they rematch. I don't trust that guy. He said, "Whoa."
Bellator's going, no problem, man. Just sign the contract.
yeah,
we'll do extra.
we checked. Yeah,
we'll make
looked
sure
at
on it.
Looks like pee. Tastes like pee.
Instead of once, we did it twice. Lyoto confirmed it's pee-pee.
Yeah,
He
we let him know 6 months in advance when
Yeah,
he's going to be tested.
We give him a heads up. He's getting tested a lot.
Yeah, we post-dated all
We gave him a
his urine
schedule.
samples.
He has a full schedule. You want it too?
Yeah, we have 12 urine samples. We took them all on the same day, but we got them.
That's what they need to do, man. Even that's too strict for fucking Vitor, though.
Hey, have you heard anything about Tony Ferguson? How's his knee doing?
I don't know. What is going on with him?
I don't know. Eddie Bravo just had shoulder surgery a couple weeks ago. He just took his, I think actually a week ago, just took his stitches out.
It must have been bad for him to have surgery because I remember last time I saw him, I
Torn
saw him at the
labrum.
Comedy Store. He's going like this backstage. I'm good, man. I'm good. And he's doing this.
Well, it must not have been good. He must
Yeah.
have done something and heard it again and realized he just should go ahead and bite the bullet and get the surgery.
I need to get them stem cells or whatever the
Stem
fuck.
cells?
I need them stem cells in this knee, in this left knee.
Team Dagestan breaking. If the negotiations on the fight, okay, this is Russian translation. Team Khabib versus Notorious MMA will not be achieved. Then next week, UFC announces fight Team Khabib versus Tony Ferguson XT, UFC 229, October 6th. How can he come back that quick?
Dude,
Wait a minute.
This isn't a real. I mean, MMA Team Dagestan, that doesn't work.
Yeah, but wait a minute. Let me think of like when Tony. Go to Tony Ferguson's Instagram.
They showed him like breakdancing, right?
When did Tony Ferguson have his surgery? That was before Brooklyn. So before Brooklyn was what? How many months ago was that? 2 months ago?
Correct. There's no way.
How does he do that?
Dude, and from
4
from
months
what I
is-
hear, Conor versus Khabib is happening.
Yeah.
It's fucking happening this year.
Mm.
That's
Really? That's what you hear?
That's what the.
That's how the UFC gets him out of jail? Say, listen.
I don't think they give a
Bro.
fuck. I mean, we're finding out what's going to happen in July, right? End of the
So there's go to these. Just go to the actual images. Yeah, go back and then scroll down. Let me see that one right there. Where he's moving around. There's a video. Let me see that. This is him recently.
It's fucking slow.
Yeah, he's
like
just
controlled. I mean,
Yeah.
Tony's an absolute freak. So when he's ready to go, he'll be ready to go. But it almost hurts him because he's such a freak and he wants it so bad he might not be ready. You know?
right, and he might hurt himself.
Yes.
but he's got to be with state of the art guys, man.
It's Tony Ferguson.
And there was that one up there with the. So he's doing that one right there. No, right. You just had it. There you go. Look at this. So he's getting on his knees and crawling across mats. So this does not totally look like a guy who's ready to fight, though. It looks like he's just breaking
to
down.
fight Khabib in October?
Scar tissue.
That'd be a little
strength,
tough.
flexibility, motivation, creativity increasing tremendously. Not 100%, but close. Champ.
He's
Strap.
11 weeks out.
11 weeks out. That's not much time, man. That's not even 3 months. That's a weird thing. It's like, these guys, they have incredible willpower and incredible endurance and incredible, like, just the focus and drive and discipline to get better, but your body has to heal.
If I'm the UFC, I'm paying to, and I don't know how stem cells work, but if I'm Dana, I'm paying for Tony to see a stem cell doctor every week.
Yeah, I don't even know
that fight back. I don't know how it
if
works.
that would totally help. I mean, maybe it would help. I think everything helps a little bit, right? It's amount of how much is. It's not like you can really measure it. Like you've got a body chart where I can look at your diagnoses and go, oh yeah, look, after we shot the stem cells in, look, your number here.
It's definitely gonna help
your
though.
Tissue went
it's
up
better
35.
than eating fucking fruit roll-ups.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm sure I don't know what he's doing. I would assume he's doing something.
I would do growth. I would do a shitload of growth, which you might get flagged for. I don't know what they're doing with testing, but
I don't think you could really test for growth. I'm honest with you.
you have to do blood work.
I don't think they're really. Yeah, man. I think it's real iffy whether or not they can catch you doing that.
The IGF-1. Yeah, to catch growth and its half-life, you have to do blood work. So I don't know how they test these days.
How do they test when they randomly show up? Do they get blood in urine or just urine?
I have no idea. They've never tested. I
So if
left
it's just
before that
urine,
happened.
those guys could probably get away with it. But
Correct.
Such a dangerous move. If they flag you with it and then you're out for a year. Oh.
Yeah, but if I'm injured and I have a doctor's prescription for HGH to recover, I'm doing all the HGH.
But would they let
stem
you do
cells.
that? Would the UFC allow? You can't even have a fucking IV. Like while he's going through all this, he can't take an IV.
How lame is that?
Like if he feels
How
dehydrated,
lame is that? How stupid
it's terrible.
is that? What are we
well,
doing?
How about this? What if he wants to get an IV NAD drip, which will help him recover?
I know.
What if he wants to get an IV that's not even like outlawed? What if he wants to get IV vitamins, like a vitamin infusion? You can do that.
But if you're in the UFC business, why wouldn't you want that guy to be on all the HGH he can get just to recover his knee so he can fight Khabib to fight for 155, which we're all vying to see?
Yeah.
That's good for business. Who gives a flying fuck how he's doing?
You'd want him for sure on the stuff that you can do, like platelet-rich plasma, or dude, send him down to Panama, fucking like a David Lee Roth song. Panama.
I agree.
But the thing about Panama and going to like Dr. Neil Reardon and doing all that shit that Mel Gibson was talking about on the podcast with his dad, that stuff's legal. It's legal in Panama. You go down there and they'll do shit that
TJ went down there, right?
TJ's gone down there twice. He's gone down there twice.
And it's all legal. If
Totally.
TJ's doing it's legal.
It's totally above board. You're allowed to do it.
I'd fly that fucking doctor in here and I'd have him.
You can't do it here. You have to do it in Panama because they're doing things that aren't legal in the United States.
Well, all right, either way, private jet Tony's ass there.
Woo!
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Anyone gets hurt, we got this.
Yeah.
We'll cover this.
There's
bill.
not enough money, though. See, the thing,
How
they said that the
dare you.
UFC made more money last year than ever before, right? It's like a record year.
Okay.
And a lot of it was like all these deals. But do you know how much money they must have to pay every month for that loan? They have a $4 billion purchase. That's so much money.
Yeah,
That
but they
is-
just signed a huge fucking nut with ESPN and the streaming deal, ESPN Plus.
But do you think they have enough money where they could fly guys down to Panama every time everybody gets hurt?
All 500? I'm not talking. I'm talking about special treatment. I'm talking Tom Brady. If I'm the New England Patriots, I'm flying down there by any means necessary.
Okay, when do you take it off? When do you not allow it? Do you let Michael Chiesa fly down there? Nope. You're shaking your head no.
No.
Damn.
You gotta be
what
a
if he
certain
strangles Pettis?
No.
You
What's he ranked?
bitch.
What's he ranked?
You son of a bitch. We'll have to find out.
It's also Pettis hasn't exactly been on a
Okay,
hot
Kevin
streak.
Lee. You send Kevin Lee down there?
Probably. I'm gonna send Kevin down there.
You send Kevin Lee
Probably
down
send
there,
Kevin down
don't
there.
you?
He beat Michael, didn't he? Choked him out, didn't he?
He did, didn't
did.
he?
Didn't he?
The kid's got a lot of star power too,
Little
doesn't
star
he?
power. I'm like a shitty promoter.
Yeah. No,
You know, there's
Kevin Lee.
levels to this game where, like if LeBron gets hurt, we're flying him somewhere.
Yeah. Michael Chiesa, number 9. Kevin Lee, number 5. Okay, do you fly down Dustin Poirier? Ooh, you don't.
This
you
is
son of
tough,
a
right?
bitch.
Bro, what, you give me trouble with all these fucking guys.
What
Dude,
about
I
Justin
gotta look at
Gaethje?
pay-per-view numbers. No, he's lost 2. We're not flying him down.
Wow, you don't fly him down. Maybe
No,
you
you're
can
on
win
fight
2
nights.
now. Maybe you
you're
can
on
win
fight
2.
nights.
Can you charter a plane and get a bunch of them in at once? Or
Listen,
See, now you're talking.
from
10 for
Michael
1 deal or some
Johnson,
shit?
from the Michael Johnson fight with Justin Gaethje, he gets flown down for the rest of his fucking life. That's
Can
what I
we
say.
inject brain cells?
Yes, we're gonna go through the ears.
If we
fill
can
'em
inject
up.
brain cells
We're
into
gonna
there,
get him to lie with his head on one side. We're gonna fill his ears up, let it soak into his brain. You know, there's holes in his ear, and then lie down on the other side, fill them up with stem cells. Just go right through the nose. We're going through the whole body.
I mean, I'm giving Khabib, Conor, Tony, Eddie Alvarez, and Nate Diaz a fucking frequent flyer card into that bitch.
Do you know that that's something that Kyle Kingsbury said he did? He did some sort of nasal exosomes, right? And do you remember him talking about that? Did he talk about that on the podcast or off the podcast? He's into all kinds of crazy,
jacked right now, right?
state-of-the-art shit. Oh, he's super
a freak.
jacked. He's a big fella.
Yeah.
That's a big fella, that
Former
Kyle
football
Kingsbury.
player, jacked.
Super athlete, too.
Does everything to try and get the best body
Mm-hmm.
possible.
Well, now that he works on it too, like that's his job.
Correct.
You know, he's on top of
Brilliant
everything new that's coming out. What can help and what's the newest, latest, greatest shit.
So you're saying he injected testosterone right into his nose?
I don't know. I think it's exosomes.
What's that?
I think it's the shit that makes stem cells effective.
Into his nose?
Was he talking about that? Was that Ben Greenfield? God damn it.
Hanging out with
I
too
think it
many
was
smart
Ben
people.
Greenfield. This is why I think it was. Okay, now I remember.
Ben Greenfield?
Ben Greenfield crashed his bike hard and really hurt himself.
Hit his nose?
Yeah, he hurt his head.
Okay.
And one of the things he did, that's who it was. One of the things he did to mitigate CTE is have exosomes shot up his nose. He did it IV, had it done up his nose, and he did like a full body exosome
Said
treatment.
it helped?
Dude,
He
this,
doesn't know.
do you know who Ben Greenfield is?
I've listened to him on
you
your podcast.
Gotta have him on your show.
On Fire and the
First
Kid?
of all, yes. First of all, he's a super genius. Tell Brian to shut the fuck up while he's talking.
I can't. I feel like you should
Tell
be
him-
on Brian's
tell him
podcast so he can
shut-
talk about
no,
books.
No, but he's also a super athlete. Like
Oh,
he
yeah?
does a lot of crazy shit, like Tough Mudders and all
Oh,
that stuff. But he's
I'm down
on
for that.
the ball when it comes to the latest and greatest stuff. He did a whole article for, was it Esquire, or when he shot his dick up with stem cells and
Oh,
talked about
sick. Oh, I'm
all the
in.
different things he
Oh,
did
I'm
to
in
his
now.
dick.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
PRP and stem
Into his
cells
dick?
into his dick. Yeah, and he self-administered
His
it.
dick has like gills now?
And he's a super genius.
Oh, I'm in then. But Brian will take over the
Interesting guy.
conversation.
That's what I'm
start
saying.
talking
Tell
about,
Brian to shut the
I
fuck
know.
up, or leave him at home.
I know. Or tell Brian we don't have
It's
the
interesting.
podcast that day.
You know, the French Alps where they train as skiers. Hey,
God damn it. Let this
Greenfield's
man
here.
talk.
He's here just today.
Please let him talk.
Let him go.
Please let him
Yeah,
talk.
I when Ben's here, I just wind him up and let him drop science on me.
Dude, that dinner you're at that you posted with all those smart people, were you guys trying to solve the world crisis, or what was going on there? And where'd you guys eat?
Eating, talking shit.
Like, do you talk shit like we talk shit? Probably not.
No, they're
Smart-
fun guys.
they're smart
man.
shit, though, right?
No, there's some shit talking. Especially Sam Harris is very funny. Believe
Is
it or
he?
not. Yeah, he's very funny.
Really?
Smart dude. Yeah, he's
All
real
of them are
funny.
fucking
Eric
smart,
Weinstein is very funny.
And then Peterson was there, right?
Yeah, and Dave Rubin rather is Dave Rubin's a stand-up, and then Jordan Peterson can be funny sometimes. He's just insanely smart though. And then
Does
Ben
like
Shapiro.
does one person start the topic and then you guys go around like a round table?
No, we were all just talking, and then sometimes we were all talking together, and a couple times we broke off into separate conversations.
Yeah, you go into groups, don't
Yeah, it was a lot of people.
you? Yeah.
You know.
Those big dinners are tough because you don't really talk to. You break off in groups. Who's close to you know?
Yeah, it was fun though. It's fun knowing people that are way smarter than you.
That's my entire friend. All my friends are smarter than me. I thought about this the other way. Oh wow, everyone's smarter than me. That's cool. That's what you want though.
Yeah, you don't want to be
You
the
don't want
one
to be
who
the
has
smart.
the
If you're the
answers.
smartest guy in the group, you're fucking. That's not
Dude,
good.
You don't want to be the
Just
guy
like you don't
with
want to be the
answers.
toughest guy in the room.
Yeah.
You don't want to be that guy.
No,
you need
it's
tough
too much
training
work.
partners. You also need tough training partners to get good.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
You don't want to be the best fighter in your gym.
Well, really interesting people. It makes you crave interesting conversations.
Mm-hmm.
It makes you more interested in different subjects. They motivate you the same way. Like if you were training with Brian Ortega, you'd want your jiu-jitsu to be tighter. You
Yeah.
get motivated by watching them.
It's like I did a podcast, I think, Drinking Bros with Matt Best and those guys, and they're all super high-level military guys. They're asking me about fighting or whatever, and we're doing our dick jokes. I'm like, no, hold on, because I want to hear what they say about the military, because they have their black belts in military and all that
Right.
combat experience.
Yeah.
So I flipped the script on them. It was fucking fascinating. Well, your listeners are going to hate this because they probably probably know this, but we went about in like missions and how it goes down. I was fucking fascinated, man.
It is.
I don't want to talk.
Right.
I want to hear them talk.
Have you ever done a podcast with Jocko?
No, I fucking.
Do you know Jocko?
I don't know him at all.
Well, you do. Well,
I woke
you
up
have him
earlier
on?
the other day and felt like tweeting and be like, "What's up now, bitch?"
Ah, you woke up earlier than Jocko?
Yeah.
What time were you up?
I think like 4 something, but he posted he was up at like 5 something. I'm
Jocko's
like,
a caricature. He's been on the carnivore diet before it was the carnivore diet. He just eats steak.
I look at him, I think that's steak. You know, no,
He's all
I need to have him
steak.
on the podcast for sure.
He would be a great guest.
I know. I think someone goes, man, we need to get Jocko on Fire and the Kid. And I put, let's do it. And he goes, I'm there, but we just got to figure it out.
Yeah, I'll give you his number after the show. But he's one of those dudes where if you read his stuff enough and pay attention enough, it will increase your motivation. It just will. He's the real deal. You know, he has this video called. You ever seen his video? Good. You ever seen Good?
No, please play it.
Oh my God.
How long is it?
It's going to give you a rock hard boner. What is it? A couple minutes? 2 minutes long?
It's tough to
Dude,
motivate.
It's one of
me.
my favorite. I watch this at least once every 6 months, and I'm not bullshitting.
Really?
Yeah. We played it on the podcast already. Go full screen and give me some volume. And don't start it prematurely, you son of a bitch. Let it load up.
One of my direct subordinates, one of my guys that worked for me, he would call me up or
We pause
pull
this
me
real
aside
quick.
with some.
What are you doing?
What's his background?
Navy SEAL commander.
I'm in. Say no more, fam.
Okay.
Direct subordinates, one of my guys that worked for me, he would call me up or pull me aside with some major problem, some issue that was going on, and he'd say, "Boss, we got this and that and the other thing," and I'd look at him and I'd say, "Good." And finally one day he was telling me about some issue that he was having, some problem, and he said, "I already know what you're gonna say." And I said, "Well, what am I gonna say?" He said, "You're gonna say good." He said, "That's what you always say. When something is wrong and going bad, you always just look at me and say good." And I said, "Well, yeah. When things are going bad, there's going to be some good that's going to come from it. Didn't get the new high-speed gear we wanted? Good. Didn't get promoted? Good. More time to get better. Oh, mission got canceled? Good. We can focus on another one. Didn't get funded. Didn't get the job you wanted. Got injured. Sprained my ankle. Got tapped out? Good. Got beat? Good. You learned. Unexpected problems? Good. We have the opportunity to figure out a solution." That's it. When things are going bad, don't get all bummed out. Don't get startled. Don't get frustrated. If you can say the word good, guess what? It means you're still alive. It means you're still breathing. And if you're still breathing, well then hell, you still got some fight left in you. So get up, dust off, reload, recalibrate, re-engage, and go out on the attack.
Gangster.
Dude, when it comes from a guy
I know.
like him,
I know.
it has a different meaning behind it.
Different meaning, yeah. When
Yeah.
those guys speak, I listen, man.
I hear that sometimes when I run. When I'm running hills and
listen
I'm
to that?
tired, I just go good.
Good.
Just keep going.
I'm tired.
Good. Tired? Good. You're supposed to
man.
be working hard. Good.
Fight with your girlfriend?
But
Good. Bring it, bitch.
It's having that attitude, though, like making that switch in your mind to just look at things in a different way. Everybody can do that. Everybody. That's not unattainable. When you listen to something like that, the real beauty of something that inspires you like that is you hear it and then you can actually put it into action.
But do you ever have a problem being self-motivated, Joe? Don't get me wrong, that's fucking fantastic. I've never been a guy who's been drawn to the motivational stuff, or I just never have been. I've never needed it. I've been blessed in that regards. I don't know what it is.
I like
but
it.
Even when bad things happen, I'm always super positive. Always. Not.
That's great.
Now, when I say bad things, I'm not comparing
Right,
my
right,
bad
right.
situations to fucking Jocko and Ward.
Right.
I'm talking whether it's when I lost a fight, if something's going wrong, if in stand up and something business wise, I don't get something. I'm usually all good. I'm usually pretty positive.
You are. You're a very positive guy. I think that's one of the secrets to your success, is that you look at things in a good way and you have confidence and you act. You know, I mean, I tell all these young stand-ups, I go, Brendan Schaub's been doing comedy for 2 fucking years. You got to look what he's doing. This is when an athlete goes after something. Like you have the work ethic of an athlete and the mindset of an athlete, but you're also funny. See, the thing about comedy is a lot of people that are really funny are also we're personal saboteurs. We self-sabotage. We are impulsive. A lot of times get addicted to things. It's like the type of person that becomes a stand-up is a person who says ridiculous shit. They say things that are socially unacceptable things because they know it's going to get a rise. Yeah. They hang around with a bunch of other degenerates like you and me hang around, and you get this is a certain style of person, like a Joey Diaz style of person. But you're an athlete who has those attributes. So for you, like what I tell like young guys in particular, I go, this highlights the importance of discipline. It doesn't make you less funny. That's a cop-out. Like a lot of people think that discipline makes you less funny. The comics have these weird cop-outs. Like you don't want to be a guy who works hard. You want to be a guy who's funny. Some guys are funny and it's effortless. That's nonsense. Working hard in everything. You should work hard in everything. Everything that you try to do, you should put the more attention and more focus you put on it, the better you're going to get at it.
Correct. Yeah, I just don't want to be a loser. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I don't want to embarrass myself or people either. If they pay for a ticket, I don't want to be like, dude, Jesus Christ.
Well, also, you can do it. You can do it.
Correct.
You know? You can do it. So if you can do it, just keep doing it.
Yep.
Get better at it. Keep working at it. Keep swinging. It's a fascinating thing to do for a living, man. You know?
It's the best.
Fuck.
Kidding me?
But discipline, man. So I've never necessarily had a problem self-motivating, but I've always drawn inspiration from a lot of different sources.
Really?
Yeah, I go to The Rock's Instagram page every day. Every day. No bullshit. Because he's always hustling. I see The Rock. He's always fucking flying around in a jet. He's always in the gym. Just a little bit.
But The Rock inspires you, but Kevin Hart doesn't on jets?
No, he does too. No, not on jets. The jet thing is, I get that. That's funny. But when Kevin Hart's in the gym all the time, that inspires me for sure.
To work out.
He's constantly in the gym. Doesn't mean I'm going to work out because of Kevin Hart.
No,
I was going to work out already.
But you're just like, fuck yeah, let's get it.
I like watching people kick ass. There he is. Bam. The Rock.
I also like people kicking ass. Like, I don't hate anyone. I root for everyone.
Good.
Like, it's almost a problem where I root for everyone.
Yeah.
I almost think it was my downfall as a fighter and as a football player. I would root for everyone. I didn't hate anybody. I want everyone to do well. But it helps me in comedy. Like I want everything to be good.
Yeah.
Like I did a show at the Ice House and like you need someone to open up for you. And so I called Emily at the Comedy Store. I'm like, hey, do you have 2 door guys who are vying for spots? She's like, fuck yeah, give me a list. So every show I'm always trying to bring the door guys in.
That's beautiful.
I'm like, how can I, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I want everyone to do well.
That's beautiful.
Because when I look at, like, what inspires me is, like, when you post a video in the crowds in Idaho or whatever, or Chris D'Elia, you know, or like the crew, when guys are doing, like, to me, it's trying to keep up with that. Because I feel like we're in this race, right?
Yeah.
We're in this race together, and everyone's fucking beast and animals, and you're gonna fall back in the pack, man, be a loser and get fucking eaten by these lions, or you keep running with these monsters.
Yeah,
that's how I look at it.
Well, it's a great attitude to have in anything. If you want the people around you to do well, it's a great attitude to have with everything. It's one of the major secrets to my success for sure. Is have a bunch of people around you that are kicking ass, and then like helping them, helping everybody, promoting everybody, letting everybody know, and encouraging everybody. And then when everybody's doing great and everybody's, it's a good feeling for all involved. When people go selfish and they only want a good thing to happen to them, and they get upset if good things happen to other people, that's poison, man.
Yeah, the jealousy doesn't work.
It does the opposite of work. It does. There's an actual quote about that. That jealousy is one of the rare emotions that achieves the opposite effect that it intends to, because you intend to like diminish someone by being jealous of them, but in fact you diminish yourself.
Yeah, you're putting energy into things you can't control, and it does not matter.
Yeah, I forget who made that quote, but it's even uglier when it's jealousy amongst friends. That's when
worst.
And we all have seen it. We've all
100%.
It's weird. It's a weird thing to see.
It's weird to me. when I was fighting. It was weird to see people who, I won't mention names, but we were all in the same group, and a guy would be fighting. You could tell they didn't want him to succeed. I'm like, dude, we just went to an 8-week camp. Like, it's gonna be tough. I'm like, tough? I'm like, oh, you're jealous, man. Ooh. With his success, it's not gonna. You can go on your own path.
That's a weird thing, man.
And with comedy, we don't see. I thought I'd get it way worse. I thought people were gonna fucking hate me when I walked in the store, laugh at you. But I don't see it around there. And if I do it, they're not saying it to my face. But
no, you know
our
what it
group's
is.
There.
Well, it's also once you're proven to actually be funny, you're in. It doesn't. Nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
Everybody just wants you to be funny. But if you were like some guy who was like maybe an actor that was kind of half-assing it, and people would come to see you just because you were an actor, but you weren't really trying. You didn't respect, which we've all seen in
like
the past.
Almost.
Well, there's been a bunch of those people that tried to get sitcoms back in the early days, and during the sitcom days when there was a lot of comics like that were getting these deals, and then they would do a sitcom based around them. Very few of them ever became like a Seinfeld or something like that. But they gave it a lot of deals, man.
Developmental
and
deals.
so there was a lot of actors who got into comedy and put together like a quote unquote act to try to get a deal. Like they would do it because they would look at it seeing like, look, if they're just going to audition for shows, it's really difficult to stand out from the crowd. I mean, unless you look like Luke Rockhold or you got some, you're the perfect Ryan Reynolds looking fella. Yeah. It's fucking hard.
Fuck yeah.
And then if you're a girl, like you have to be like really hot or you have to be really big. Like something has to be funny about you, right? Well, if you're a stand-up, there's no rules. Like you can be Ali Wong, you can be Roseanne Barr, you can be. I mean, you just have to be funny.
Yep.
Like anybody.
That's all that matters.
Right. So a lot of actors looked at it like, oh, I'll just put together an act, and oh man, stand-ups would hate them.
Oh my,
they'd hate them.
I'm sure it wouldn't go well either because it's within like it's whoever it is. Let's say fucking John Goodman. So I start doing stand-up, right? And he come on stage and we're like, oh fuck, that's John Goodman. And after about 3 minutes, like, okay. That's John Goodman. What the fuck you gonna do, man?
Well, that was Michael Richards. Michael Richards didn't really have a background in stand-up. He had a background.
See, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was like he didn't have like an act. He would fall down on stage and play like he was doing Kramer.
He'd be the character. He'd be Kramer.
Yeah, it was very strange. And I don't know if he did it for a long time and then stopped doing it for a long time and then started doing it again after Seinfeld. But before he had that, air quotes, incident at the Laugh Factory, we'd seen him a couple of times, and it was weird. It was like a really, really famous open mic night guy.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, strange. It was like a guy who's super famous, but really hasn't been doing it that much.
Because you're going up at the Laugh Factory Comedy Store, and you got to remember, it's murder. They're not booking those people. So it's Murder's Row, and for whatever reason you got in, but you're on that lineup with Bill Burr and you and D'Elia, and you got to go up, and the crowd's used to seeing high-level fucking stuff.
Yeah. This was like, what, 2006 or some shit? When did all that go down with him?
Brian said he was at the Improv and drove over there.
Well, I had gotten back to the Comedy Store, and I think it was Brent Ernst. I think he saw. Yeah, he was over at the Laugh Factory when it happened, and he came back and he was like, "Yo, I just left the Laugh Factory." He goes, "Fucking Kramer's up there throwing the N-bomb," and I was like, "No, what happened?" He goes, "Dude, it was crazy. He lost his shit. He was getting heckled." So we had heard about it, but then when the cell phone video got leaked,
TMZ released that shit,
everybody was like, "Oh, wow,
game, set, match."
Like this is a new thing.
Dude.
Yeah, it was weird, man.
I was doing a set in the belly room the other night, and I've never seen Brody Stevens do stand-up. I've never seen him. And then he got up there and he came, I know who he is, obviously. He's always around, but I've never seen him. And then he just came out like doing crowd work and not using the mic. And I looked at Sam, I go, what the fuck's he doing, man? He's like, you've never seen him? I go, and he goes, just watch. And it was so funny, man.
Yeah,
Brody's been doing it forever, and it's just...
fantastic at that.
God.
Well, he does crowd work he does those warm-ups for so many television shows for so many years that he's like super comfortable just talking to people.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was fucking, I was dying.
The special came out recently. I think it's on iTunes. I don't know
really?
if it's anywhere else.
Live from the main room?
They taped it in doing that set, the Kinnison set, the spot.
No shit.
Yeah.
Dude, that's so cool.
Wow. When did they do this?
It just came out maybe
recently.
A couple weeks ago.
Yeah, he was talking about it on stage.
Good for them.
Dude,
that's awesome.
He can go around and he'll go, Iowa. And they're like, yeah, from Iowa. He goes, there you go. And moves on to the next person. I'm like, Jesus Christ, man. It was so funny.
He's a weird
guy. He's like, I'll be here till 2 a.m. It's
Yeah.
10. I'll 2 a.m. I'm like, what the fuck? That's how he kicked it off. I'm like, what is going on right now?
Well, his style is so unusual because on paper you would never understand where the punchlines are, but then when you hear him say it, you
How's
can't
he
stop
write it?
laughing.
Yeah.
It's like
I was dying.
I don't know if he writes it or if he just does it. I wonder. I'd like to ask him if he writes stuff down or if he just does it. There's a few guys like that are just funny the way, like Theo's like that. Funny the way they say shit. Like
Yes.
Theo says shit that I could say the same shit, it wouldn't be funny.
Correct.
But he says it and it's fucking hilarious. Yeah. That's the king about comedy, man. Like nobody really knows what funny is until you hear it.
But there's also something, Steve Simone, he was saying, because I was telling him, he goes, man, you hear a lot. I go, yeah, I'm trying to just jump on anyone's shows because I want to make sure it's not my crowd, because you got to figure out what's funny because you just play to your shows. I don't want to be that guy. He goes, who told you that? Who the fuck told you that? He goes, everyone here is trying to get their crowds. He goes, when you're on the road, you want your crowd, man. And I'm like, I know, but when I'm here, I want to make sure it's not my crowd because I feel like the funny uncle at the barbecue if it's my crowd.
Right.
You don't find out what's working.
Yeah.
Like at the Ice House, if it's my crowd, especially at the Ice House, I'd walk off feel like Kevin Hart. I'm like, what the fuck? That was a fucking A+. But then you go to the Comedy Store, and if it's not your crowd, you're like, that was a D. That was a fucking D,
That's
sir.
true, but if you go to the Ice House and it's your crowd and you actually record it and listen to it,
Which
you
I
can.
do.
That's important. You can tell what is actually going to work and what's
can.
not going to work. You can tell, and then you can tighten it up. So you have extra confidence at a place like the Ice House to do different shit. To me, what it's like cross training. Like it's not a bad idea to do some kettlebells and run some hills and do jujitsu. It'll probably make you jujitsu better. And I think just doing crowds where no one knows who you are is great,
Yep.
but doing crowds where they know who you are is great too. And as long as you're paying attention, you get a different thing from each one.
Yeah, you're right. 100% right.
Yeah, you also get different things from different size rooms,
Dude, there's certain things that will work at the Laugh Factory in certain pockets that won't work anywhere at the comedy. It's so strange to me.
It's a weird thing, man.
It's very strange.
It's as strange as it gets.
You can feel different energies. It's so cool. It's so fascinating, man. If
Right?
you want to talk to someone about the Comedy Store and like the history of it, Steve Simone just fucking.
Oh yeah,
dude,
he knows a lot of shit. Steve's been around for a long time and couldn't be a nicer guy.
Might be the nice guy in the.
He might be the nicest guy that's ever lived. Almost like there's
fuck?
like a darkness back there that I want to meet.
I know what's going on
Yeah,
there.
you want to like push him. Come
And
on.
he's doing
What's
this
in there?
new bit about his dad, and I was like, we come from a good family. It sounds like.
Yeah,
Where's
he's
this come from, man?
Nice guy from a good family. Just one day.
He was open up for Ari in San Francisco.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, the Cobbs.
Cobb's is an interesting room. It used to be the tiniest room. It used to be like 150 people, a little tiny room on the road, but it was so good, everybody wanted to do it. And then they moved to that place, which is like 450.
450.
Giant ass ceiling. It's a big place.
Interesting crowd there too.
Yeah.
Very liberal.
Well, that's San Francisco, man. San Francisco, highly educated, very progressive. You're doing a different kind of comedy there.
Did an abortion joke.
Ah! They didn't like it.
boy.
That's hilarious.
More of a reference, but it did not go well.
Yeah, you got.
And you can feel it. You can
Yep.
feel it.
Yeah.
Is there anything worse?
Nope. But you know what it is when you run into a subject that people don't accept, you got to ask yourself, okay, is my sense of humor different than theirs, or did I do a shitty job in figuring out how to get that subject to them? Because some subjects, like there's quite a few bits that are going to be in my Netflix special that when I first started doing them, they weren't that good. There was something missing. Like I knew there was something there, but you only know so much when it's written. You really find out what's good when you try it on stage, and then that's when it sort of comes to life. It's like I have almost every bit that I've ever done written in some way, but they're all rarely the way I do them.
Yeah.
Once you get on stage with it, that's when you start fucking with it and figure out how to do it.
You have more of an outline.
Yeah.
And then when you get on stage, like,
Yeah, but it's, along the way, sometimes it just tanks. That has to happen.
some guys stick with it though, don't they?
That's so crazy.
Like this isn't work. I saw you do this the other night, man.
You
It's
gotta
not
move it
working.
around. You
Yeah.
gotta move it around. But a good beating, like doing it where it doesn't work, makes you just refocus. Like, let me
For
go back
sure.
and look at this thing and figure out why these people got upset. Oh, you know what? If I just do this first, then they'll know where I'm coming from. First, they'll let me get away with that because they won't think I'm an asshole. It's weird.
And you're especially finished editing yourself.
Yeah.
That's uncommon, right?
Well, I didn't have much to edit in terms of like content. It was just how much should I cut out and what show was the best one. That was what it was. Like a lot of the best one was the first show.
See, I heard Tony, as soon as you guys got done, because I text you and I text Tony, and he goes, I don't even know why we're filming a second one. Home run off the first. I'm like, really? He goes, yeah, out of the park.
Boston's fun, man. They're
Wilbur,
fun.
right?
That Wilbur Theater's amazing. That place is, because it's like a theater, but it's also like a comedy club. Because it's like there's 900 or 1,100 people in the room, and I think it's like 500, 300 or something like that. Yeah.
Reminds me of the Palms. If you've come, kid, at the Palms. When you fly at the Palms, it's like
people are right on top of you.
Yeah, it's like
they're
you
right on top of you.
Where most theaters so far you can't feel it.
Cat Williams did the Palms one time when we were there. I didn't get a chance to see him though.
God, he's fucking funny.
Yeah, he was there. I think he was there like the day before the UFC or something like that.
My brother went and saw Kevin Hart. He was at Pepsi Center.
Oh yeah.
And I went, God, I wonder how the fuck do you pull off stand up at the Pepsi Center? Jay goes, I know. And my brother's a little bit of a hater by nature. And he goes, it can't be that good. And I'm like, dude, he's like the most successful comic ever touring in these stadiums. I bet it's pretty fucking good. And he goes in there and it was at like a round stage, like 360. And he goes, dude, it was incredible. Best he's ever seen.
Wow.
Which is crazy.
He's a fucking powerhouse, man.
Powerhouse.
That guy's a hustling, performing powerhouse. Yeah. Interesting, right? It's interesting when you see those super winners. Those super winners that just push the envelope of success. It's weird. Those qualities are very strange.
It's also strange in comedy because Kevin Hart might be your cup of tea, but then they might hate Bill Burr. Where it's very strange to me.
That's silly.
Well, I shouldn't say hate, but
I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
like Bill Burr might be just okay to you, but Kevin Hart's your number one.
Yeah, but that's okay. That's normal. I mean, there's always going to be people that have different tastes. That's the same with music. That's the same with books, everything.
100%.
Yeah. It's a crazy time for stand-up, though. If you think about how many different comedians are really good right now and have specials, it's nuts.
Netflix is blowing up.
Blowing up.
Do you know Russell Peters was the first comic to get a Netflix special?
When did he get his?
A long-ass time ago.
Really?
I heard him in an interview talking about it. I think it was with Sway in the Morning. And he goes, yeah, I was the first one. They say, how much did they pay you? And he talks about it.
Really?
He goes 10% of what Chris Rock got paid. And they looked it up.
Wait a minute. When was he the first one? What year was it?
Old school.
Really? Find out.
Look it
Find
up.
out. Russell Peters comedy special.
Russell Peters is a monster.
I had one on Netflix in 2005.
I think Russell Peters beat you.
Probably. If he was first.
Pretty sure he said he was first. 2005. Goddamn.
Goddamn.
I didn't even know Netflix was back then.
Yeah, nobody knew. That was part of the problem.
It's like when everyone's going on, when people are like, my special's on C, so I'm like, oh, fuck.
So what else is going on this weekend with the UFC? What other fights are there?
Well, you got the Ultimate Fighter finale on Friday.
Right.
Brad
Is there any other
Tavares,
on that card?
Stylebender.
Pull up. Stylebender. And Brad Tavares versus Stylebender?
Brad's a motherfucker, man.
He
I think
is a
Brad beats him, but I think I
Really?
love Stylebender, but Brad's been quietly 4-0, but also Brad is a guy who the rumor is he's injured going this fight. He was going to call the fight off. He's injured.
How dare you say that online?
No, it's all over. It's out.
Is it?
Yeah, it's out.
What's he injured with?
I don't know. He's supposed to pull out, but he's
Really?
going through it. So it depends. People forget Brad can fucking wrestle too.
That's a fucking
That's a tough
juicy
fight for Stylebender.
From Nigeria, 13-0, son.
He's a motherfucker.
He really is.
He's so exciting.
Damn. That's very good. Let me see the regular UFC card again. That's a big fight. So that's the headline fight?
Yeah, and then it's Ultimate Fighter, which is
And
you
so
see they're selling the Ultimate Fighter house. That's how you know Ultimate Fighter's
selling
done.
it?
They're selling it.
Really?
$5 million, son. You want it?
$5 million. What?
Good investment.
What did you say?
It's like 19 bedrooms.
People peed all over that house.
Oh, dude.
You're going to go in there, it's going to smell like a dude's balls.
How many dudes jacked off in those
Hot
closets with no
Sunsao, Rob
cameras?
Font. That's a good fight right there. That's a very good fight. Gokhan Saki and Khalil Roundtree
That's a
Jr.
motherfucking fight.
That's a
Dude,
real good fight.
Felder, Mike Perry. That's a fucking fight.
Oh, that's right.
'Cause remember,
Felder at welterweight. Very interesting. He's a big dude. Felder has to cut some serious weight to make 155.
dude, Felder's a monster on the mic, too. He's a great commentator.
Very smart. Paulo Costa and Uriah Hall. That's very interesting.
Dude, I'm not
Vitor
saying
2.0.
I'm not saying Paulo Costa's on all the drugs, but how does he pass this fucking test?
Whose nose is clogged up for that sniff test?
Whose allergies are kicking in that day?
Who forgot their inhaler?
Dude, the fuck.
Like, what?
How does the Nowitzki just not live wherever his house is? Dude, he is first team all
Is Lando
Vitor.
Venata on that card too? Go
Yeah,
down there.
look at it. Against Close.
Ooh. Jakar Close and Lando Venata. That might be the sleeper of the night, folks.
Yeah, I got this fight.
No one's
fight
even
of the
talking
night.
about that fight.
What's on Fight Pass?
That's crazy.
Dude, Hooker and Burns is a motherfucking fight too.
Gilbert Burns, Dan Hooker. Holy shit, what a card this is.
Yeah,
Dude, this card is insane.
great card.
This is an insane card because people aren't even talking about this Hooker Burns fight.
Dude, you know what's going to be sad, though? I think the
What?
pay-per-view numbers.
Oh, how dare you. You never know. Stipe versus DC, they might get into the twos. What do you think?
200s?
Well, and a lot of people like Max Holloway and Brian Ortega. You don't think it can make
fuck
it
yeah,
into the
it's gonna
twos?
Hell yeah, 200. 200 would be a nightmare,
250 was the last one, right?
sir. Which
The
was
last one you got?
terrible.
Not good.
I'm hoping it does around 500 to 600.
Make GSP fight
Please.
again. You need GSP back.
Bring GSP back.
He was the last one to get real good numbers.
I
He got
know.
850, right?
I know. But I think this does around between 400 600.
Yeah?
What do you think, Jamie?
I hope so.
Jamie made a weird face.
I have no idea.
It's tough to
Trying to think
tell
what else
these
is going
days,
on,
man.
man.
I think they need to get rid of the pay-per-view model. It's obviously not working.
What do you think
anymore.
they should do?
I think they should put these on for free. I think they should put on ESPN these major fights.
How are you going to pay people?
Well, the pay-per-view model.
The top 4 NBA guys are getting more than the top 10 NFL quarterbacks, and those games are all free. So there's a model
Really?
somewhere.
Right.
100%.
There's a model that, but this
Right.
model's not working.
Yeah, but NBA is way more popular than the
Well,
UFC.
yeah,
So they-
sure, but it's also free. For
Right.
But
the
also
world.
the sponsorship deals, the endorsement deals are they have major endorsements.
Right, but there's only so many endorsements they're going to get behind cage fighting. You know, it's
Well,
such a
fucking
crazy
Harley
sport.
Davidson, Ford,
right?
Bud
Right.
Light, Miller Light. Like we've had some big
More
ones.
now, right? Yeah.
roughly the same amount of people. Also, like same amount of fighters, same amount of NBA players, about
500?
500 or
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
550. Something like that.
Yeah, there's no comparison in terms of overall viewership, though. Like, what is a big basketball game? NBA
God.
Finals, 35.
Yeah, a million. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're
100
killing it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
Millions
I
and
think
millions
the
of dollars.
pay-per-view model is so old school, especially now with illegal streaming.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Jamie were talking about it.
Right.
If I'm not that guy, because I fought, I'm not trying to steal money from the UFC, but there's a link I can go to every time that's in HD. I don't have to pay a fucking dime for.
Really?
Everyone. So many of my friends do that. I have so many people. So
Hmm. They're
when
going to jail when Uncle Fester finds out.
So when the numbers are low, you got to take that in consideration.
Yeah.
Most 18 to 36 males can figure it the fuck out. They're not like $70. No.
I wonder if you just had it free, if the numbers would be. Well, I don't know, man. It's like
You gotta make
you
money,
got to
though.
make a big fucking risk to do that because you got to think of how much money the UFC has to pay every month to make that loan, to make that monthly nut.
That's on them. That's not the fans' problem.
That's true.
The other problem is think how expensive it is to be an MMA fan these days. So I got to fork out money for ESPN Plus now just to watch.
How much
shit.
is that?
Was it $9.99?
I don't know. You could call it low end, $5 a month. So it's like I think it's 10.
Okay.
Okay.
$9.99. So you got that right.
When does that go live? Because Fight Pass is still
2019 January.
Oh, yeah.
So I got to pay for that. So that's money, additional money, and then pay-per-views. There's one every month. So if I want that, that's $70. So that's
Right.
$80 a month just to be a UFC fan.
Yeah.
Now if I want to watch Dies on Bellator, I got to pay. How much is that going to be? $9.99 to watch the Bellator now.
Is that what it is?
It didn't say. I was looking.
Let's say it's $9.99. Less than that, I'm assuming something's wrong with the streaming service. So
Well, if they just had a free streaming service and then had ads, do you think they could make it up?
I'm sure. But my point is, it's getting expensive to be an MMA fan, and you're losing fans,
Right.
and the numbers are in decline.
What
So
if they made
obviously,
a
there's a
deal?
business model problem.
What if they made a deal with Netflix?
They tried that. No, Netflix, Amazon, those guys didn't want to play a game. They went, your
Really?
audience isn't big enough.
Really?
No, they went. Well, Twitter went, we'll use the NBA. We're going to do the NFL route because the other sports are too big.
Twitter. What if they showed it on Twitter? Can you get Twitter on your TV?
You could send if you have it on your phone. You could almost
You can
if everyone
mirror
has.
it.
Yeah, you could just
Right.
send it to the screen. Yeah.
Yeah, but what if your phone runs out of batteries in the middle of the fight? Your friends call you pussy.
We'll plug it in.
Huh?
son.
Sometimes it's not linking. It's not playing off
Yeah.
your phone directly.
Now, when you do it, I do it through Apple TV, but you could do it through Google Android, right? You could do like Google Play. You have like a stick that sticks in the USB.
For sure.
Yeah, there's a little symbol.
Interesting.
That's not showing up there.
I mean, that all used to be science fiction just a little while ago, but I see shit on my, someone sends me a YouTube video to watch. If I'm home watching something on Apple TV, I'll just stream it right to the TV.
100%.
That's amazing. Is that us? Oh, hi.
Oh, what up?
There's a little symbol like in the top by the bar. It's just a broadcast to a TV thing.
Yeah.
It's just, I feel like the UFC has this old school model right now, but with the UFC Plus, ESPN Plus, it's at least headed in the right direction. But the pay-per-view model, especially as expensive as it is to be a fan right now, they're making it tough.
I think it's going to come a time where you're not going to need any streaming service. You just be able to type a website address into your television, and it'll be universal. Everybody will have that. I think that's real close.
Like a lot of people getting rid of their cable.
Yep.
Dish.
Apparently, young kids, they never watch cable anymore.
Ever.
Yeah, they just don't
I'm
watch
a
it.
Dish fan, but most young kids don't fucks with any of it.
Yeah.
Like what? Dish what?
That's interesting, right?
Comcast, huh?
The only thing it's good for really is live
sports?
events. Yeah, that's it.
Everything else.
Netflix is more popular than broadcast, cable, and more in TV viewing. Hulu and YouTube.
Well, I think it's
Wow.
The thing I read said it's got more viewers than all of those combined, but I don't know if that's accurate.
Broadcast, cable, Hulu, and YouTube. Netflix has more than everything. See, if Netflix got the UFC, that would be crazy
For the UFC.
for the UFC.
Netflix, like, dude,
what if
what?
they just bought it?
They could. You
What
know
if they
how rich
say,
they
like,
are?
What if they just said we have so much money?
Like, how much is your not?
How much is
4
this?
billion?
4 billion? Okay. We'll just buy
Write
it.
them the check.
We'll just buy it. It's like a pair of sneakers that you're never
Just
going to
let
wear.
them fight every day. We don't give a fuck. Just air it, Billy. They could do it, man.
I wonder. Yeah, that would be, but then how would you figure out how people get paid? You'd have to give numbers, right? It would have to be in the contract, because that's one thing about Netflix. They don't want to give away the numbers. So if you have a comedy special on Netflix and you ask them, hey, how's it doing? They go, it's doing really well.
Yeah, but
We're really happy.
Yeah, but because like they go, you want to do another? You're like, well, must went pretty well. Now, if you do a special on there and you're like, how are we doing? Like, all right, yeah, keep on keeping on, man.
Yeah.
Do you want to do another? We're all set. It probably didn't go well. You don't have exact numbers,
Right.
which I feel like is a little hairy, a little dicey, because you have no negotiating power.
Yeah,
You have
super
zero.
dicey.
Because if you're like, hold on, let's say you, for instance, you're like, hold up, 100 million people watch this. I need more fucking money.
Right.
Like, to them, is 5 million watching good? Is 100 million? Where are we at here? Then we
Nobody
negotiate. That can't be right. Like, that can't be good.
But it's their business. They started it. It's the thing is, like,
That's gonna
you don't
change a
have
little
to
bit,
do
I
it
bet.
there,
Don't you
right?
think?
But you could do it on
Eventually.
HBO and then you get real numbers, or you could do it on Showtime and you'd get real numbers, or you could do it on Amazon. Jeff Bezos tells you to go fuck yourself.
Do you think you're at a disadvantage if you're not on Netflix these days? Because here's my argument that I had with Brian about things shooting a special. Is Netflix is the king, man. And if you're Bill Burr, if you're Kevin Hart, if you're fucking Chris Rock, any of those guys, right? They're paying you massive amount of money and they're promoting it. But if you get lost into that shuffle, because they have so much content now,
Right.
it doesn't pay off.
I don't know. Gaffigan, interestingly enough, decided not to do it, and he could do it anywhere. And he decided to do it on all platforms. So he doesn't have it on Netflix, but he has it on a bunch of different things. See where Gaffigan put his special up.
But he did it on his own site, right? And released it very Louis C.K. style.
Yeah, I think I think it's available on Amazon. I think it's available on a bunch of different things.
He's so established, though.
Yeah,
Jim
true.
Gaffigan's a
Right.
motherfucker. People still ask him to do his Hot Pockets.
Yeah, that's a good point, because I think that they probably, no matter where he goes, his fans are very loyal. They'll go seek it out.
He's one of the biggest in the
Yeah,
world.
yeah.
But I'm saying if you're like, let's say you're a guy like Brian Callen,
Mm-hmm.
like where are you going to get the most exposure?
Honestly, YouTube. The most exposure
free.
would just be release it for free.
For
Yeah.
free.
But that's very expensive to do. It says Gaffigan's Noble Ape initially will be released on multiple pay TV and digital platforms, including Apple's iTunes, Amazon Video,
Damn.
AT&T, Charter Communications, Comcast, Cox Communication, DirecTV, holla at DirecTV, Dish Network, oh shit, Google Play, and Sony PlayStation.
That shit says Walmart's
Verizon.
Voodoo.
Walmart has Voodoo.
Why they bought that thing?
Microsoft's Xbox. An album version will also be released on the same day in digital and physical formats.
That motherfucker
Good for him.
going
Smart.
Sizzler.
Well,
A $5 download via Louis C.K. Net.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting because I think that he could do it. So if he does it and then it really works out well, maybe Kevin Hart might do that too. Maybe he might say, listen, I could
Charge $4.99.
Well, he could do whatever he wants. He might be like, hey, I'm Kevin Hart. I could just have people are going to go watch my special. I'll
There's
just
only
put
a
it
few
somewhere.
who can do that.
Yeah, there's a small handful.
If you're a smaller level comic, let's say B-list, you can't do that and make money. People are going to see it, so maybe you get money back when you go on the road. It's like, holy shit, that was great and it's free. So you go on the road and do in theaters now, maybe.
Well,
And
that's the thing.
payoff,
Because
right?
do you know how many comics have done that and had a YouTube video that became a giant smash and then was selling out theaters? What is that girl, Angela Johnson? You know Angela Johnson?
Yeah,
She's
she's
on Mad
hilarious.
TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has that hilarious bit about the Vietnamese girls doing her nails.
Yeah.
That bit got on YouTube and she was selling out
Crystal
giant.
Gel.
Yeah.
Yeah, Crystal Gel. She's hilarious.
It's very funny.
Yeah, it's fucking hilarious.
She was selling out giant places.
Well, to that extent, not that Chris D'Elia is similar to that, but Chris D'Elia on Snapchat, his videos were so funny.
Yeah.
It made him insanely popular.
He's so
amongst
silly.
other stuff, but that's one of the he had millions of followers on there.
Yeah.
So you go into a city and he's a brilliant comic, and he's one of the biggest in the world now.
He's so silly. He's a unique kind of silly. It's a weird silly.
You would hate us if you saw our texts every day about shoes and fashion. the Yeezy dad shoes came out. I'm like, dude, I can get them. You want a pair? He's like, yes. I'm
What
like,
are Yeezy dad shoes, Jamie?
you're gonna? Well, you might like them. You like them more than the 350 Boost.
Sweat these, boy.
Sweat these, boy.
Converse.
Sweat these, boy.
All-Star.
Dude, I'm not.
Converse
Those are
All-Star.
dope.
Red suede. I know. I'm wearing these just for you.
When did you get those?
Converse actually sent them to me. I would never have
I was
bought
gonna
these.
say, there's no way you went to a store.
They
and got
sent me those, but I put them. I said, I'll wear these motherfuckers.
Hell yeah, those are fucking
Those are
dope.
Yeezys, those things?
Those are
Those are
Yeezy.
Yeezy dad shoes. And you like
Yes.
those.
No,
what are you,
I
a
don't.
San Jose Sharks
No,
fan?
I do
that
not.
looks like a shark.
No, let me just say this. That was the first Yeezy, and I can get them. They're coming out, but I went, I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna pass on those.
You know what you
and I
need?
go, Chris, you want these? And I went, Chris, these only look good on small guys. He goes, you're right, but I'm smaller. I go, with the right outfit and small jeans, you can wear them. He goes, you're right, Brendan. And we're going back and forth,
And you're
I
serious. You
screenshot
guys are
it.
serious.
And I sent it to Brian. And went, fuck you.
Because Brian likes to wear those boots that make him look like he's an Italian painter.
Correct. And wishes he was taller.
Yeah, he's got those boots with like wooden heels with leather soles that are really slippery.
Very strange.
And then they have zippers on the sides. I'm like, what the fuck are you wearing? You're supposed to wear these when you're in Catholic school. Like, why are you wearing this as a grown man who's 51 years old?
Yeah, he's crazy.
He never had a period of time where he dressed like his age.
Never.
He's like finally old as his dress.
Yes.
Like he is now the age
getting-
he's supposed to be. He like got older and fell into his established wardrobe.
Not anymore, bro. Oh
What?
my God.
What is this?
Oh,
I
don't know.
The
No.
fuck is happening?
That's not
Why is he
Brian.
dressed like a skater?
It looks just like.
Wait a minute. Are
That
those
does look
slides?
identical to him.
Wait a minute. That's Brian.
I think that's him.
Dude, that's fucking Brian.
That's Brian Callen.
Dressed
Make
as
that
a
bigger.
tool.
Make that face bigger.
It's very blurry.
Dude, what
That is Brian
happening?
Callen.
And
Are
that's
those
recent because
slides?
his hair's leaving.
Are those slides? Is that
I think-
black socks and slides?
Oh
I don't know
my
if I stumbled
God.
across a joke
That's Brian
someone was
Callen.
making, but yeah.
For a special, he wants me to dress him, and I'm going to
No,
get credits on a
don't,
special.
Don't. Let him be himself.
Well, no. He
Say dress the way you want to dress, bro.
Oh no,
What-
that's him.
That's what I told
That
him.
is him. It is him. There he is. See?
Where's
Look
that
him.
at,
Those
Jamie?
are black socks and sandals. Or are those? No, they're not. Those are skate shoes.
Dude,
Look at him.
those
He's
are
wearing
K
skate
Swiss?
shoes. Roll down those shoes. I was hoping that those were black socks.
Me too. Asian style.
I thought they were black socks and slides because they're so gross. Where the white stripe goes
hilarious.
over the top.
Proper
are the-
use of slides.
Is that the proper use? Black socks?
You're
That's how you're
right.
supposed to do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Is that everybody does it?
Yeah. Tight move, Joe.
You can do it with slides, but you can't do it with flip-flops, correct? Like slides and socks is okay.
Correct.
Why do they have rules like that?
It's the streets, bro.
You know what it is? It's gross if you like that sock in between your toe with that bar with a
you're
flip-flop.
like you're a fucking master splinter or some shit. Like you're a ninja.
Like you got those
can't do that,
ninja
man.
shoes on.
Remember those ninja shoes?
Fuck yeah,
I
man.
had 'em, man.
Those what are they called? Tabbies or
Oh
something
my
like
God.
that? Oh, that's hilarious. Remember when dudes used to wear those kung fu shoes? Do you remember those kung fu shoes? You didn't grow up on the East Coast, did you?
No, fuck no.
A lot of dudes in like the 1990s and certainly in the 80s would wear kung fu shoes. And
Just
they would,
as
they would
whatever?
dress up like they knew kung fu. They would
Oh
wear
my
like kung
God,
fu
that's
pants.
embarrassing.
Those things.
Oh
yeah.
my! Oh, those are Tods. Those are called Tods these
That's
days.
what they're called. Those are kung fu shoes, son.
Dude.
Dudes would wear kung fu like they knew kung fu because they had those shoes on. And you'd be like, damn,
Dude,
that
I'm
dude
not
might
mad
know
at
some
him.
shit. You like those? Those are different. Those are like
Those are more fashionable.
Yeah, those like
those first ones
fashionable
you show
kung
were
fu
some
shoes.
bullshit.
Somebody had a bit about it, about dudes in
Kung
the
fu
ghetto.
shows?
I think it was. Do you remember that guy that had a bunch of fucking? He had a bunch of specials on HBO. Robert Townsend. Remember that? Remember Robert Townsend? Remember he had a bunch of HBO specials where he had a bunch of different comedians on. I feel like someone on one of those did a bit
Did a kung fu bit?
about dudes in the ghetto who dressed up like they wore kung fu outfits.
I'll tell you who I don't fucking trust. Dudes that wear aqua socks.
What do you mean by aqua socks? Like blue socks?
No, bro. Aqua socks, like if you went to Waterworld or like a water park,
yeah.
aqua socks.
Wearing them out in public?
Do nothing dries a fucking girl up worse than aqua socks.
Really? It dries them up?
Dude. Bring a fucking aqua. Remember, you can still get them at Walmart and shit.
Who wears them?
My dad wore them when I was a kid.
Those?
Yes.
Who
fuck
wears
you.
those? You walk around with those on?
Yeah, if you're at the water park, so you get traction.
Okay, that makes sense. But dudes wear them in real life?
Yeah. Like some assholes.
Maybe they want to be a superhero.
Maybe they're just ready for water at all times.
Like, what is the purpose of those? So you don't slip on the outside of the pool?
Yeah, 'cause it's all hot and shit.
Okay.
Dude, quit being a pussy. How about that?
But those are like very similar to like minimalist
Well,
shoes.
see, those are cool. See, you bring up cool ones,
wait,
Jamie. You're
wait.
fucking me.
Hold on. How is that cool?
Because those are dope, bro.
You like that?
Well, that's some shit you would run in.
Yes, I would.
I know. That's what I'm saying. No, I'm talking about the original aqua sock.
But it's different. See that one right there that you just showed? That last one? The last one. The one above that? The one that looks like a normal sneaker? Yeah, like that. Like that. Yeah. Those look real similar to the shit I wear when I run.
some Tibias.
I run with those. They have like nothing to them. There's
You're
no
still
soul
running with
to it.
those?
Yeah, I love those. Dude, my feet are way stronger because of running that way. 100%. Made a big difference. It definitely made a difference. Yeah, because your feet have to work way harder. It's not like if you run in a pair of like, I like to run in like Solomon speed cross shoes because they got a lot of traction. You could run on anything. You don't worry about where you're stepping. You just stomp on shit. But your foot doesn't have as much engagement. Like when there's no cushioning at all and it's a thin layer, your foot is like pushing off and gripping
It's some
things.
shit, but you can't just jump.
Strengthens your
You just
feet.
can't go fucking full
No. Can't jump right
vibrant
into
shoe,
that. No,
which
no,
I
no.
tried. Yeah, it'll fuck your.
You get that You got that plantar, right?
I did.
That
fucked
plantar
your shit up.
fasciitis is no
yeah,
joke,
that's a
son.
nightmare, son. I'm back to cushy shoes.
Yeah.
Yeezys and shit.
Oh, you like those? But you don't run anymore, right?
I need to inject some shit into my leg. I need to go
Indies?
full fucking.
Well, I'll take you to
Vitor
that.
in my leg.
Dude, I'm telling you, they can do that now. They're doing every
homeboys
they're doing
around here, right?
all- yes, they're doing all kinds of shit now, son. You know what else we should do? We should
Insurance
do it,
don't cover that
We
shit.
should do it on air. We should get NAD drips. Yeah. Maybe they'll do it in here and do it. It's supposed to be insanely
that shit.
painful. If you do the push NAV where it's like 15 minutes, it'd be funny if we did a podcast. It's supposed to make your guts wrench, like someone stomping on your stomach. But if you get through it, you get through it in 15 minutes versus 8 hours.
Hold up,
you
15
slow
15
drip.
minutes, and what's it do?
It's supposed to be incredible for anti-aging.
Oh, I'm down for that.
Yeah.
15 minutes of glory.
15 minutes of like,
Just the worst podcast of all time.
I would think it'd be a fun podcast because for the rest of the time, you'd be fine. So, like, beforehand, you'd be fine. And then for 15 minutes, you'd be like, I want to shit my pants. And then you do that for 15 minutes.
And then how happy we'll be after
Yeah.
the 15 minutes.
After it's over, you feel
and
great.
have Callan in here making fun of us.
Yeah. Eating cheese and shit.
Yeah. No, he can't eat cheese anymore. Psoriasis is too bad.
What?
He has horrible psoriasis.
He can't eat cheese?
No.
What's he eating?
He's on some weird diet. He refuses to take like the proper medication.
He's one of those
He
guys,
thinks it's
huh?
the diet. Yeah,
Isn't
he
it funny that he would make fun of anti-vaxxers, but he wouldn't take medication?
That's fucking crazy. He's crazy.
What medication does he not take? Does it fuck with him or something?
No, he says it solves it for a little bit, but it's not a complete problem. It's my diet. I'm like, dude, whatever you're doing, just use the goddamn ointment.
Well, you know, Jordan
Go see the
Peterson
psoriasis
said,
kid in Tampa, by the way, this weekend.
where's he at?
Tampa
what club?
Improv.
Tampa Improv.
Psoriasis kid.
Don't look down on him from the 3rd floor, though. Tampa Improv has 3 floors.
Yeah, I know.
Look down from the top, you see that bald spot. It's
Yeah, I
very
know.
uncomfortable.
You want to sit lower level. You don't see his legs or his bald spot.
Tampa Improv's, that's a weird area. That's like Igor City, right?
Igor, yeah. I was
Yeah.
just there.
Did you like it?
I loved it.
Fun people.
Hell yeah. I love Texas, man.
Jordan Peterson cured his psoriasis with a carnivore diet. He did that carnivore diet where all he eats is meat. That's all he eats. Red meat.
And he got rid of it.
Yep. That's all he eats.
Like, Brian should fucking try that, man. Whatever he's doing, his legs are so bad.
Yeah. That sucks, man.
Just getting older,
psoriasis
too.
is a rough one. Stress, too. You know, he's touring a lot.
Stress. He's been
Built-
traveling. He
yeah.
has a show coming up,
Yep.
and then he has a special.
Lot of shit, son. So how many times you going up a week now?
Last week I went up 4 times.
Damn.
Yeah, at least 3. I'm stressed
3
out. I'm
nights?
stressed out this week because I'm on the road on Saturday, Oklahoma, and then I'm doing a set at the Ice House and hopefully a set at Laugh Factory too if I can make them. But I always want to be at the Comedy Store, man.
Yeah, anywhere you can get up though, man. You do the Ha at all?
No,
It's a good spot. Just go down there.
I'm gonna do. Neil Brennan has a show at West Side Comedy Club, I think.
Yeah,
I'm
I
start
heard it.
doing
Is that in Venice?
Venice? Yeah, Santa Monica.
Oh, okay. I heard
Yeah.
that's really good.
Yep, me too.
I think
I'm start
Callum
doing
was
that.
telling me
That's
about that,
close
too. Yeah, it's close to you, right?
Super close.
All right. So anything else? Is there anything else we need to talk about before we wrap this bitch up, young Jamie?
Covered it, right?
Anything crazy that happened during the podcast you need to let us know about? No,
Not
Nothing?
crazier today.
not today.
Crazier than normal.
I'm in Spokane next week. Spokane,
Spokane.
Washington.
Okay.
And then first 2 weeks of August, Texas, can't get enough. I'm in Austin, Cap City,
Woo!
and then Dallas Improv second week.
Woo!
Get you
Addison?
some, Texas.
Addison Improv, that one?
No, I think it's Dallas Improv. It might be
I think it's
Addison.
in Addison. Yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah, I
just
think
outside
so.
of Dallas. It's great. That place is great.
tfatk.com.
tfatk.com. All right, that's it. Tomorrow. Fuck's tomorrow? Joey Diaz.
Oh, snap,
Oh, shit,
son.
that's right. Tomorrow's 4th of July. Josh Barnett sent me a text message. He said, I'd be more than happy to come on and explain the whole deal with USADA. Boom.
Boom.
There you
Shout out
heard
to
it.
Josh Barnett.
Shout out to the War Master. All right, tomorrow, Joey Diaz, 11 a.m. See ya. Bye.